Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. I hope you're well and happy Saturday. I know it's Saturday again. I'm not complaining. It's great to see you, and I always miss you when I don't get to stream for a day or two. And yes, so today, Saturday, it's our Aimee Stewart Day, okay? And I'm armed with this beautiful piece. Do not ask me the last time I worked on this this project. I cannot remember. It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. And also, it's a great thing because today I'm still on my adventure with the paper chart only. So no apps, no evidence. Okay, I cannot remember when was the last time I worked on it. There's no date. Okay, so so this piece. It's one of my favorite Aimee Stewart pieces, actually. And in fact, all the projects I'm doing involved, with Aimee Stewart's artwork, I love them all. But this one just has that special place in my heart because it's got that whimsicalness. Whimsicalness, is that a word? And it's just so much fun as well. And it's one of the pieces I think slightly hidden. It's one of the hidden gems when it comes to Aimee Stewart pieces. There are a lot of really well-known ones, like fairy tale ones and Traveling Library, of course, you guys all love. But this one, I don't see that many people stitching, okay? And so I'm very happy to be one of the one of the few and found this piece. So let me show you the markup, okay? You've never seen this piece before. I mean, just look at that. It's just so much fun. And every single toy is telling a story. So this piece is called a vintage toy, excuse me. My throat has been playing up since yesterday, and I had to stop and cough during one of my classes, and I hate doing that. And so this piece, every single figurine, every single toy tells a story, and I think they're probably all based on actual old toys that existed in the past, because we found Travis on the upper left here. We found pictures and photos look pretty much identical to Travis out there, and so this probably all of them are real toys once upon a time. So this piece is one of the shell pieces Aimee Stewart has created, and there's another one which I have as well. It's vintage, quite possibly vintage toys too. One. This is one. And there's another one slightly different in terms of color scheme. Also a full shelf of vintage toys. And I do have that piece as well. I'm not sure when I'm going to stitch that one. I'm still working on this one. Okay, so this piece I started end of last year. Okay, and oh, already not paper cam just yet, not paper cam just yet. What am I doing? Yes, so I started end of last year, December. I'm pretty sure mid-December, just before my Christmas new start. And for some reason, on the day, I just decided to start this piece. And I happen to have this piece of fabric. It's 25 count, a spare piece from my Gecko Rouge disaster or tragedy. Okay, so I had that spare piece of 25 count, so I decided to use it and just on the spot decided to start it, and I really enjoy it. And I'll tell you more about how I got here, but of course I want to say hello to all of you. Hello everyone, and welcome. I hope you're very, very excited to start your stitching session. Maybe some of you have already started, and so let's have a look. We have Rajal here. Hello Rajal, happy Saturday to you. First to report to the chat, and we also have Heather as well. Heather says, hello stitcher friends, I'm curious about Yogi's getting on with the paper charts. Me too. I think, we can talk a little bit about that in terms of, my status in terms of with the paper charts in a moment. But I think so far so good. What do you think, Heather? It's a mixed review so far. And Chivers is also here as well. Oh, again, 3 hands. Please stop, Stitchers. I'm scared when there are more than 2 waving in the chat. And where did you get the extra one? And Lefty Gemini is also here as well. And Rose, great to see you, Rose. And yes, you made it. You made it. And Heather House as well. Hello. And Daria, great to see you. And Sherry is here in the chat as well. And Michelle Kiefer has back to join us. And Grace Houston. And also Lizzie, yes, the head of chicken, okay? Lizzie is the head of the chicken club, who are basically people who are afraid of paper charts, okay? And they will not join in, and because they're just so scared. So they take pride calling themselves chickens, and you can join Lizzie if that's the case, and you can form a support group right there. And Clara, hello, great to see you, Clara, and Sound Stitching as well. We're reporting from work club. Oh, Sound Stitching, we are with you, okay? Exactly, Heather, poor Sound Stitching. But I will stitch for you. I'll stitch for 2, okay? And Angela as well, hello, great to see you. And Laura as well, great to see Laura. And Gayla is here as well. And Suki is also here. And Lona as well, great to see you. Nice and early, right on time for the class. And Amanda as well. And Susan waving, 1 hand, thank God. And Suzanne as well, great to see Suzanne. And Solowin is also here joining us. And Sign, our new friend, and is waving, oh dear, 3 hands. What is going on with our stitchers? Just extra hands just appearing from nowhere. And let's have a look. Whimsy, now whimsicalness. I just invented new words. And Kathy as well, Kathy Hapler. And Clara, yes, Trevor. And Lynn. Did I say hello to Lynn? I've lost track. And great to see you. And Rachel Morton has just joined us as well. And as fit as ever, Rachel. Yes, so yes, this is day 6 of my paper chart only journey, okay? And so far, to be honest with you, in terms of preparation for the stream, so this is really streamer specific, okay? If you're just working charts normally, then perhaps it doesn't apply to you. But to prepare for the streams for the last few sessions, I have to print out a chart, first of all. I have to gather the thread list, because I'm not looking at an app, and all the other stuff that I have to do. And so other than that, you know, I quite enjoy it. And, you know, I think I'm learning new techniques and, you know, gain new insight every single stream that I'm doing with papers, okay? I'm less fearful with paper chart. That is utterly true, because before that it was this elusive, you know, monster in the horizon, and I was so afraid, you know, to even go near and have a little look. And now I know what it is, because I've been doing it. So I think it's workable. In terms of speed, I don't know. Maybe I'm even slower. Is that even possible? But who cares? We're here to enjoy the stitching, okay? So this piece, I started with color flow from upper left side, and keep flowing. I really enjoy color flow. It works really well for this piece, and kind of saw me through a lot of a confetti area. This area is super confetti. You know, if you're getting this piece, I think this is max color. Yes, this is max color. And I'm pretty sure it is, isn't it? Yes, there are a lot of colors, so close to 240 colors we're talking about. So a lot of confetti going on here. And so the color flow method actually helped me a lot. It just, you know, allowed me to do it stitch by stitch. But when I got here, for some reason, I started to go, well, maybe I need to, you know, I would like to do a little bit of cross country. But you know what? I did that for a little bit, and immediately I started to feel not right about it. For some reason, this piece is asking me to color flow, even though here I try to stitch a minimum to max. As you can see, I kind of started to fill in a lot of loose stitches, but somehow it just didn't feel right. And I think it's probably stopped the flow with this chart for me, and I kind of working on it a little bit less. So today, I am going to come back to the basics and revisit color flow. And I perhaps tried to do that last session. I'm not sure, I cannot remember. But today, as the title suggests, I'm going to color flow with this piece because it has been going really well so far. And I don't think it's necessarily that slower comparing to other methods. Yes, if I do, crazy cross country, it could go a little bit faster. But am I having fun? Not with this piece. So I'm gonna go with my instinct, okay, and then put the speed aside. Not that I ever care about the speed, but today, I'm gonna just do it one stitch at a time with you, and we will chat, okay, we'll have fun. So I hope you're joining me, and let me know what you're working on, okay? And before that, of course, I want to introduce you again to our paper cap, okay? For those of you who have been following me on this journey, you've already witnessed the power of paper cap. But if you're new to us, you just decided to join us today, here we go, okay? 3, 2, 1. Boom, there you go. Witness the paper cam, okay? So this is an actual piece of paper, okay? I'm not cheating. It's a printout. And I printed out black and white. So, the first day I printed out color, which is slightly cheating because you have the color reference. But now everything's black and white, and I printed today's sheets nice and big here. And also you can see I retain the marking here because I needed I need the part thread symbol as well. But today, of course, I'm gonna do everything manually, and let's see how it goes. All right, so this is the area I'm gonna be working on. Maybe these 2-3 blocks here. Let's not get too ambitious. And so let me show you where I'm talking about. Let me come back to my work here and bring on my work mode here. So we're talking about this area here. So currently what I've done is about roughly a page height. I don't know what actual size of the page for heaven and earth, but roughly down here somewhere. So I want to keep that height without extending further because the parking is going to get out of hand. So I am going to continue, just go down as far as this block here and perhaps come to a hard stop like these ones. So I don't have a lot of dangling threads everywhere. I'm going to have a clean cut around this height. And I keep moving to the right side. Maybe at some point I'm going to come back and continue from the bottom left here. But otherwise, this is my plan today. Just here. It doesn't look like a lot, but this piece does have a lot of confetti. So today will be a great way to find out whether color flow, which involves a lot of parking and color changes, how well it's going to fare with the paper chart, okay? I have done parking in the previous sessions with the papers. It was okay, but then again, it wasn't very intense in terms of color changes. So today will be a good test in terms of whether I'm going to start sobbing or, just throw the towel somewhere. Hopefully not, hopefully not. I'm here to enjoy it, and I'm very keen to complete this area here. And let's have a look. So I would like to know what everybody's working on. Today is Aimee Stewart Day, and I know we have back door. We're very generous. We have back doors, side doors, and the ceiling. You can hop in, parachute in, and we have calf flap as well. One of these days, I'm going to use a calf flap. Okay, so let me know what you're doing today. And Kelly quotes plus has joined us. And oh, we have calamari. Suzanne, what is going on? Who is stitching calamari? And Susan is doing Long Dog House of Fun. Susan is doing really well with the traveling library. I know I have sneaky peek of a Facebook group. I've been so busy, I'm not able to sort of reply properly, but I look, okay, I follow. And sincere apologies to the members. I promised to do a members session today, but I was running late with errands. I had the things, live things I had to do. So you know what? Why don't we make it tomorrow? Right, Sunday would be quite nice to have members get together, and we have not done one for a couple of weeks now. And also next couple of weeks, just so you know, next couple of Saturdays, I'm also working in the afternoon. We're okay for the evening style like this time, but tomorrow, the next couple of weeks, I'm also working as well. So we can make the members sessions Sundays. On Sundays for now, and we can always change it back. So my timetable is not always predictable. So you know, we can move it around. So we have some time together. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's look at the paper cam here, and let me see, where shall I start? Oh, I think I missed a couple of stitches here. I wanted to start from here, but I can't. So color flow, if you're not familiar with it, you will be in a bit. So I missed these couple of stitches, but it's okay. It's okay. Maybe, well, I'm not going to have a sneaky peek. So this is a, you know, really rubbish print job. I cut off these stitches, but it's okay. We can pick up these ones. Let's start from that one then. How's that? These look inviting. So it's a little kind of a dumbbell kind of a symbol here. So with the thread list, I'm using screenshot via my iPad here. So I just take screenshots of the area I'm stitching on. So just for the selected area, the thread list. But it's huge, even for this tiny area. We've got a lot of threads I have to flick through. So this probably gives you some idea of the intensity of the color changes here. So this one is a little dumbbell in diagonal. That's how I visualize it. And let me see if I can find it. So this is where it will probably, you know, it probably takes a lot more time if you have to look at a full thread list, because if you have the PDF, for instance, from Heaven and Earth, then you have to scan through 240 colors, and that's just what it is. So I am cheating a little bit because my list is not as long. So I found it 3765. And also I'm stitching with DMC. 3765 is my first color. And I'm going to stitch in a way that I'm going to just do it methodically. I'm not going to rush, okay? Because the tendency is trying to kind of prove that stitching with paper is just, you're not losing speed. That's not my goal. That's not my goal. 3765. I want to study this method, this process. I'm sure it's going to be useful at some point, because at some point, maybe for whatever reason, I want to stitch, you know, or I have to stitch with a paper chart for whatever reason, and I'm going to be a lot more comfortable with it. 3765. That's my first color, and of course, I'm armed with my color markers. So I'm going to take all of them out, waiting for me. So colorful. It's really nice. So yes, I'm going to do the pre-selection. The last time, the last session, I actually stopped doing pre-selection. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be doing today. Why don't I start with a pink? Because last time, literally, I just pre-marked them rather than pre-selecting them. which got a bit messy. But this one, I might be able to get away with it because I printed the chart a little bit bigger today. So there's 3, and I will worry about, okay, and then my parking color will be orange. I'm gonna park down here. Okay, this is my parking color. It's smudged a little bit. So with color flow, you do not create any floating colors, floating stitches. You follow the edges, and then if the next stitch is away from where you are, then you park. That's it. That's the main, one of the sort of top, most important things. So I'm stitching these 3 little ones. Look at Trevor. Trevor is looking good though. It's got hair sticking on his face. Yes, Trevor is a real toy, because we did a little bit of Google a while back, and we actually found a picture, or you found a picture of Trevor. They're looking identical, including the package, because I thought it was a book cover. It turned out the thing in the back, this is actually the box containing the toy, but they don't look identical, so I don't know what the deal is. Imagine you're thinking of buying this version, and there come Trevor looking slightly different. Let me zoom in a little bit more, because this method really deserves a close observation. Susan says, did you sort out your fabric for 101 alphabet? Yes, I explained my situation with 101. I'll come back and address that. Let me just have a quick look. Heather says, I vaguely recall stitching a design long ago from paper that had a lot of colors, and designer sorted the legend by shape of the symbol to make them easier to find, like numbers, triangles, etc. Right, but wouldn't that, okay, interesting, because if you're working on paper, right, do you ever follow, you don't follow numbers, right, because you're not able to, just by looking, because the reference on the chart, the references are symbols. So I suppose if you work on symbols, because if you're working on an app, you can just work with colors exclusively. I think if you're working with papers, you need to work with symbols first, and then figure out the thread numbers. And I remember, before the full coverage, I didn't even know you could work with just numbers. Because numbers, particularly if you do dimensions, they're arbitrary. They're just a code. But most of the times I was working with symbols. And but that's very nice of them designers. But then again, wouldn't that make it harder to find though? So if you have a whole bunch of triangle esque shape symbols together, wouldn't it make it actually more confusing? I'm just thinking. Why does it not look the same? Why do I have 3 stitches? Have I, okay, I think there's some sort of error going on there. It's okay, I'm gonna just fudge it and stitch all these ones. I think I feel the calmest when I'm doing color flow with this piece. Stitching methods is not one fits all. Some pieces I can't even imagine doing color flow with it for some reason, and I have no explanations. I think the project would tell you how it wants to be stitched. So let me mark these 3. And then I'm going to park down to the right side. Yep, it's here. Excellent. First color down. Lynn says, Yogi, I'm not stitching. I can hardly move my arm. Really painful today, so resting. Light idea of being looked after. He's doing a nice job. If you're good people, you get paid back. Oh, Lynn. Yeah, so I'm happy that the husband is looking after Lynn, and oh, poor Lynn. It was really bad. Lynn got whacked by a horse. It's not the kind of accidents you can come across when you live in London, okay? Maybe if you go to Hyde Park, you get kicked by a horse. But, otherwise, no. Normally, we just get run over by lorries, and that's more of the norm. Lynn, take care of yourself, really speedy recovering. I will be stitching for you, okay? I'm stitching for 2 people now. The number is building. If you need like to join the queue, let me know, and I'll stitch for you. And Susan, the 101 situation, I mentioned it the other day. So I tried to get the fabric. Now I think I know what fabric I want, and I ordered from one of the websites, and it turned out for some reason I checked out with 2 pieces of fabric. Let me change color. And so I asked them to cancel one of them, but for some reason they canceled both of them. So I was just to sort out the situation. I had to go back and forth emailing them. So I got really fed up. I just thought, maybe it's the universe's way of telling me to wait. I think these 5 may be the only ones within the area, right? The little capsule, diagonal capsule shape. So I decided to wait. And also, to be honest, I've been so busy recently. I don't think I should be starting such an epic project just now. So I'm parking it until maybe next month, this month, maybe the end of this month sometime, or in the beginning of July. I think I'll feel more ready. Recently has been very, very hectic, everything, with live and everything. I'm teaching a lot more. So, I just need to take a breath. And I do have a lot of projects I need to get on already, like Vibrant Fusion, hardly started it, etc. So this is a situation. I will be joining you. I know quite a few of you have already started. It's a beautiful piece, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. And I'm going to do it, on the main streams here, because initially I thought, well, this is not 101 is not full coverage. Should I be, streaming here? But I decided, and I asked the members, and they all agree that I should be including it as part of my main projects, and it definitely deserves a spot. And it'll be quite fun to try to catch up, So this one, I am going to find my symbol here. Here we go. This is all part of the process, so I want to show you, okay? Oh, I found it. Right here, 3706. This is the one. So imagine if I have to scan through 240 symbols every single time. This is what you have to do. So unless, like 101 alphabet we've just talked about. I mean, it's a very different kind of project. But what they do is, it's a printed pattern, it's sampler. And each sheet, each A4 page, they include the legend for that particular page. So that narrows down the list a little bit. But, with full coverage, they don't ever do that. So 3706. It's a pink. I love pink. The color scheme of this piece is so fun as well. Makes me happy. Lizzie, that's right. Robots, they don't worry about hairstyle, okay? But this one is happy. It's not upside down robot like the other piece. Heather says, oh, charts used to use numbers as symbols because it was before we had fonts with a lot of different shapes. Really? How do they fit 3706 onto a little square? How do they do that? How do you even read it on the chart? Amanda says, in a little bit, I'll post a key for paper chart with 391 colors. 391? It was basically separated into 3 groups. Some symbols separated before 4 colors were used for the symbols. Oh, so the same symbols have different color variations. Oh, that's mighty confusing as well, because dimensions do that. Some charts, I think if you look at the original, where am I stitching? No, wrong place. If you look at some of the dimensions, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've got it. No, this is different. Which one is this? This one's supposed to be, I think this one's supposed to be the one below. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2. 1, 2, yes. 1, 2, 2 down, correct. 1, 2, 3. All right, so this one is part incorrectly. This one should be 1 stitch below. I will double check. But this one is supposed to be pink. Is that correct? Why is it pink? It looks so different from the rest of the pages. 3706, let me double check. It is, isn't it? But it just feels out of place. Suddenly there's pink happening here. Okay, I'm going to trust the chart, okay? Yes, I was saying that dimensions, they do have the same symbols with different color variations, and that confused the hell of me because I don't always reference to the colors as well. So, but I think 391 is 400 symbols. That's quite a lot of the symbols. So they probably just reuse the same symbols and just give it different colors. I love this pink. Cozy Stitching with Lenny says, I'm new to cross stitch, started in December 2025. Oh, that's very recent. That's about 6 months ago, barely. And started with the Dimensions kit called European Bistro. I know that one. I had it. I had it. And Cozy says it's not the easiest kit to start off with. And now it's one of my favorite projects. I think Marsha is doing that as well. Marsha from Australia. She's making beautiful progress with that. And I had that kit, okay? I can't remember when I bought it. It's a view of European Bistro, basically. And it's really nice. And it's one of the few charts that does not have a cat in it with dimensions that I've got. And but for some reason I cannot remember, because I got a kit so long ago. When I found it, I still have the charts, the paper charts with me, but for some reason, for whatever I probably have something, I don't know, maybe I was being clever. I actually consolidated all the threads from dimensions from that kit with all the other dimensions threads. Heaven knows why I did that. I don't know why I did that. And but I think that's what happened. So I never stitched that piece, but I no longer have the fabric. I no longer have the threads. They're somewhere in my drawer, but not in a way that's organized. I don't know why I did that. It's a mystery. And oh, there's one more here in between. But I do have a paper chart, and the paper chart, when I found it the other day, it looked brand new. The chart still looked brand new because I never used it. So there you go. Mystery from the past. But it's a beautiful chart. And a lot of back stitching as well. Really, really fun. Here we go. Oh, what's happening with these pink stitches? I would like to know. So 3706. Amanda says, before computerized charts, designers use whatever they thought will work as symbols, shapes, letters, numbers. Right, but they have to fit into the little square here, unless they printed them super big. But we're not talking about full coverage, are we? Because full coverage, the symbols everywhere. You have to keep the symbols quite, you know, quite simple, really. Right, these ones are done. Let me mark them. I'm enjoying it. I love color flow. I really love color flow. So this is Pioneer by Gemma from Gemma Stitches. This is how she stitches her current pieces. So this one should be the one below. Let me double check. I want to address this one first. So let me do these ones underneath. So the loose stitches that you're looking at here, they're legacy stitches from the previous sessions when I was trying to do minimum to max. So in theory, if you were flowing with color flow all the way, you shouldn't have these ones here. No floating stitches. Okay, let me switch color. Let's go for a purple. So I'm gonna address this symbol because I've got a mysterious part threads. I hope it's this color because it wasn't parked correctly. And once I'm done with the 3 stitches, I'm gonna park it over to the left because that's the nearest. There's another one here as well, but it's too far away. I want to take my thread over to the left. So that's my plan. So let me check my thread count. So I'm looking for 2 vertical lines there. There you go. Oh, it's not correct. It's supposed to be gray. So I don't know what this one is. All right, I will find out. I'm gonna leave my part thread here. Can you see that? This part thread under the pink stitch. It's actually a blue, so I don't know what it is. I don't want to cut it off just yet. I'm gonna leave it there just in case it's a different symbol there. I probably just parked it incorrectly. Okay. If I can't identify what it is, I'll have to cut it off, okay? But let's not do that just yet. So, right. It's 169, 169. 169. It's a gray. It's a totally different color. Heather says, I remember when the Cross Stitcher magazine, US version, published The Angel of Cross Stitch by Joanne Elliott that used every single DMC color. What? All of them? More than 400? It was about 20 years ago. Was it full coverage? Wow, 400 colors. I mean, how many people back then had a whole set of DMC? You know, I was stitching, doubling with cross stitching for since I was quite young. It was only very recently I realized you can actually buy like entire set. I never had to. I always bought cross stitching kits, so I never had to buy floss for that purpose, even though I did. I do still have quite a lot of random floss that I've got for embroidery projects, you know, for stitching or whatever, but not for cross stitching necessarily. So it's a very new knowledge for me. So I'm just stunned they were doing it 20 years ago. Oh, but by the way, we are 1982, aren't we? I forgot. Yes, we have, you know, got on the time machine. We are 1982 and we stitch accordingly, or I do. There's some chickens out there, they don't, okay? You know who you are, Clark, Clark, Clark. But I am doing the 1982 style, okay? We're powered by candle lights, the 10 powerful tea lights that's supporting this live stream here. And my feet are paddling like crazy. Or maybe that's why I'm so tired recently. I'm just like, you know, too much. Oh no, that's not a correct stitch. Oh dear, I've started the wrong location completely. Seriously. But no one's watching. It's okay. Just me and my Trevor. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so you can help me out here. So I started it in the wrong location. So I'm doing these three, okay? Amanda says the designer of the chart separate the colors by page, making it less confusing. Right. So if you look up, if you look up the color first and you only search symbols within that color group, okay, yes, I think that definitely helps. As long as the symbols are not too confusing, not too sort of similar to each other. Sometimes it happens, you know, they try to confuse you. 2 stitches here. They're probably just having a laugh. Laura says, the pink looks suspicious. Maybe look at the saga really quick. It did cross my mind, but then I'll be cheating, won't I? So it does look weird to have the pink suddenly appearing in a very blue area. It's a little bit worrying, but we will find out. If it's incorrect, I'll probably stitch over it or something. There are things we can do. But the thing is, though, if you are, you know, stitching with paper only, you probably don't even notice, because all you can do is to check the symbols. I don't know, on the chart, on printed thread list, do they give you color swatches as well? They probably do, don't they? So you can cross-reference. But then again, the color is correct, and the symbol is correct. Okay, I am going to take it over here and park over here as planned. There. Done. And I'm going to mark these ones, 3 little stitches. Lizzie says, floss was cheaper then. But yes, but the prices are relative, isn't it? Relatively cheaper or just cheaper than what we pay for now? All right, next color, back to paper can. So the next logical stitch would be, so this one, I really have no idea, this blue. I am going to go for this one, the pink. I'm going to switch color each time as I switch the thread color as well. So 2 stitches here only. So as you can see, I'm following along the edges. I do not flow the stitches away. So this is the color flow method. Everything is you know, stitched next to each other. All the stitches are close together. And the next one of this symbol is quite far away here. So I'm going to do a little orange here. I think that's it. There are not that many stitches. The next one is one below, so quite far away. All right, so this one, I think this one in my mind, I kind of visualize it as a kind of almost like waves. So let me bring my thread list up. I remember this one appears quite a lot when I was stitching the quilt room by Ciro Marchetti. I still remember vividly for some reason. 9:30, 9:30. Ah, maybe it's this one. No. Do you think it's the same color, this one? Are they identical, guys? Do you think, oh no, one is a little bit greener, right? Let me show you. Are they the same color? I think the one on the right is a little bit warmer in color, isn't it? But they look very close. What do you think, guys? Because I have a mysterious part thread that I don't know which one. It does, that one, the one on the left looks a little bit greener, doesn't it? It's got a little bit more green to me. Ruby Rose says, Yogi, did you print the colors correctly? I don't think the pink is correct. Really? I'm pretty sure it's... Can I cheat and look at my saga? Because, yes, it does look a little bit weird. Because why would there be, like... Because the chart matches. It's just... Can I have a little look? I'll show you what I'm looking at, actually, so you can follow me. Let me bring on my... I'm slightly worried as well, because I don't want to continue to make... I'm pretty sure the chart, the list I printed is correct. Let me double check. Okay, so I am looking at my saga. Okay, this is a timeout from paper, okay? I need to verify. Let's have a look. So this is my saga. Okay, let me turn this off. Okay, we're going to find out. So the stitches in question are these little capsule looking things. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, why? Yes, I think the colors are a little bit iffy. It's a blue, greenish blue. So maybe the part thread was correct. So what am I looking at, the thread cards? Have I uploaded the incorrect one? Yes, it's a blue, guys. No, they do look suspicious, don't they? So I think, oh dear, I know, Solar, I know. Yes, calamari stitching. I've only done 5 stitches already. I need to undo 5. That's right. So this one's 3A0A. So the original part thread was the correct one. What am I looking at thread card wise? I need to double check. Have I imported? Have I grabbed the wrong? Why does it look like that? What have I been looking at? So, all right. Thank you for highlighting that, Ruby. You're right. It does look wrong. Yes. Even though, you know, because I thought, well, there was a star there. Maybe there's another thing going on there. No, clearly not. Let me look at my thread card here. So maybe I just loaded the wrong screenshot. You know what I mean? So I'm just checking my screen grab here. Why is it incorrect? But why? 3706. I'm looking at my original screenshot there. All right, guys, just for today, okay, can I please refer to my saga for thread list? You know, because I don't know well, the screenshot I grabbed, it was clearly from here, but I don't know why it looked different. Oh, you know what? You know what? I have an explanation. I have an explanation. I think, you know what happened? You know what happens with Saga? If you have imported with Saga, oh, there you go. Guys, I know what happened now. Can you guess? Can you guess what happened? I do have this correct thread card. But you know what? When you import chart to Saga, do you know what happens? Sometimes they assign the same symbols to different colors. And this is the case. Let me show you what's happening here. Can you see it? I found it. This one. Can you see it? The pink one. 3706. 3706 has exactly the same symbol as the blue color. And for whatever reason, maybe I never come across them together, because if you're stitching with an app, it doesn't matter, even if they are identical, because the system knows what color it is. But when you're looking at a piece of paper, you don't know. So it's yes, Turtle's header says Saga changed the symbol when it imported. Yes. So, oh, did you say that, Laura? Sorry, I just totally ignored. Yes, and I think it's a little bit random, because if you imported this chart on your Saga, this might not happen, or maybe there will be different duplications. So yes, that's the danger of doing that. So I'd probably double check. How's that? Can I double check with the app? Because otherwise, I don't know how many duplications of symbols is happening. So with this one, what should I do? Can I stitch over it? The colors are too bright, aren't they? It's too bright. Oh, this has already come off. Okay, guys, this is a little bit of a reverse stitching, okay? This is what happens. The trial and tribulation of working with papers and technology as well. Because if I was genuinely starting with paper charts up to this point, this would not have happened. This is a Saga problem, and this is a technology problem, because we rely on technology, and then try to, you know, try to go back in time, and this is what happens. Oh, in 1982, this would not have happened, okay? And I need to double check the other ones as well, I hope. So this one is actually correctly parked. This is the correct color. It is quite suspicious to have this color. All right. Reverse stitching, all right. The reverse stitching technology existed, I'm pretty sure, in 1982 as well. So it's an ancient technology, all right, ancient skill that I have been practicing. There you go. Gone. Round of applause for Yogi and round of applause for the chat. Yes, I think you can definitely see that something was up. Right, so I am going to stitch, restitch these ones. Hopefully, the ones below, they are correct. Maybe I will double check. I'll check with my printed, my screenshots, and then I'll double check with Saga. I think it's just safer that way. And just going back to a few, Sidri says, you do you, Yogi. I'm not watching. Sidri is like having a panic attack right there. Yes, Sidri, I know. This happens. This happens. Sidri will probably need a stiff drink tonight, the way it goes. And Suki says, Yogi, since DMC is hard to find in the UK, do you keep a stock of that floss? DMC is not hard to find. It's just more pricey comparing to America, for instance. Yes, it's readily available, but with a higher price tag. So let me do this one. And then the other two. But this is all comparison, because before comparing to the US stitchers, I didn't even know DMC was so expensive. Even though, you know, if you're trying to get a whole set, you're talking about 400 to 450-ish. I think is a lot cheaper in other countries. Now, this looks a lot better, isn't it? Yes, Laura, I can see your comment now. Laura predicted it. Yes, the same symbols of different colors. Because, you know, if you're stitching with Saga, you don't care, because as long as the system knows what color is supposed to be, it's fine. So I never noticed, unless, you know, I only notice their duplications when they're very close together. When they appear in the same area, but different colors, then I go, oh, there's a duplication, and I try to fix it. But if they're away from each other, then you don't even notice. You don't even know. All right, then. That one is fixed. Let me have a look. 3765. Oh, Lizzie, so harsh. Lizzie says 3 strikes and you're out. Out where? I'm already out of the chicken club. All right, then. Hopefully these ones look reasonable. These ones look correct. So I am going to move forward and hope for the best. These ones I've done. Have I done these ones? No. Yes. No, I haven't. So I was about to do these 2 pink ones. These ones, hopefully, hopefully is correct. 9:30, let me double check. Okay, I do have to cross-reference to with Saga just in case. I think the rest probably correct because, you know, duplications of symbols, it does happen, but not that much. So hopefully I don't have other ones doing that. Guys, it's great with this method and the progression so far. I probably managed about 5 stitches so far. It's fantastic. I love 1982. Let's do these ones. Ooh, what am I looking at? Those two. Only 2 stitches and then part down here. I remember now. 2 stitches from the L shape. There. But you know, another thing I would love to try is when I mark it. So I kind of pre-select with one color, but when I mark the stitches, I'm kind of thinking what I can do is, because I don't have black highlighter, I don't think, can you get black highlighters? I just want something solid to cover it, all the stitches, because currently the multicolors are okay, but still harder, quite hard to read than being completely blocked off. So I'm going to try to see if I can cover these ones, the ones already done, with actual black color. It will help me to read the chart a little bit better. I'll see how it goes. If it's starting to play up, I will stop doing it. But this means I cannot see what's underneath anymore. But it's just easier to read because everything's blocked off. Let's see how it goes. It's an experiment. One. Yes, it's easier to read for me. Susan says, how old were you in 1982? Susan, I wasn't even an embryo then. Susan, I was existed in the world as a spirit, as a stream of consciousness, in a pool of consciousness. I wasn't there yet, okay? But I was there. I'm sure I was there, maybe as a cat or something. My previous life. Okay, I'm gonna park it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Frogs. Yes, thank you, Ruby. Ruby Rose has given me the permission to check Saga. I think it's safer, isn't it? Yes, I'm still going to look at the thread list, but I'm going to cross-reference to Saga. It's just a peace of mind, isn't it? And I'm going to block off these stitches, okay? It just helps me to read the chart a little bit easier. Okay. Jojo, hello. Yes, it's looking right now. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. So whenever you come across a part thread, you do the part threads first. That's what I do. So it will be the diamonds here. I'm going to switch color. I'm going to do blue. So it's this one I'm doing 1, 2. Oh, I can probably pre-select them. 3. And can I go further? I can do that one. And then come down here because I want to take care of this one. And then I can keep going with these ones as well. And that one. And then maybe I'll park here. It's my GPS, my Google map. This will be my part thread. And this one is already here. So this one is already parked. Yes, Ruby, that's right. I wasn't here, but I kind of was. No electricity. 1986. No, it was 1988. I was born. Dawn Horton says, good afternoon, evening, night, covers or grounds. And yes, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, Dawn. Yes, Laura, you're correct, 88. Suzanne says, Yogi, you should just use Saga so you don't have to worry about mistakes. Yes, I think that's probably a good idea for this session. So if I have the chat's permission to cheat a little bit, just so I don't, I don't want to turn this piece into Pokemon, I think if you start, if you start stitching incorrect colors, most of the times you probably end up with Pokemon of some kind, okay? This is not a Pokemon piece, Pokemon is lovely, but I don't think Pokemon is considered as a vintage toy. 2, 3, and there's one little stitch there I want to do before I come back. Sometimes you just, you have to navigate through. Oh, there's a thread there already. Is that correct? That's not a correct color. Or maybe it is. No, I'm not going to do that one. That's out of order. No. Look at this. I marked this stitch incorrectly. Do you know what's happening? I was trying to navigate over here and then over there to do this little stitch, but ignoring there's a part thread above that's not stitched yet, so it's an illegal move, okay, as far as the color flow chess game goes. That's illegal because you can't stitch anything unless there's already a stitch above. So I'm gonna ignore that and then continue, come down below. Here we go. So there are 2 stitches below. That one, 3 stitches. It's so much easier to read when it's all blocked out. But Dewey, hello. Oh, Chivers. Chivers was born in 1998 as well. 1988. Yes. So Chivers was there in 1982 in spirit as well. Suzanne says the universe is telling you to use Saga. I think, you know, when I'm done with a 10-day challenge, my whole body is telling me to use Saga. Hang on. Yes, 2 stitches. But I'm preparing for apocalypse, you know. By then, we won't have electricity, and all we have will probably be candle lights and papers. And I want to be able to stitch still. So with this one, I am going to park below. I am going to park, yes, I already marked the parking spot. And that would be the bottom here. So far, so good. So I've done these 3. Very good. And let me just have a look. I think this one is calling me. The blue stitch. These 2, okay. There are 2 stitches here. They're calling me. I think the star may be just 1 stitch. I think this one may be a lone stitch. Not orange. I'm gonna switch to purple. If I'm going to block off all the marked stitches, then in a way, I can just stick with single color, right? There's no need to switch. I'm going to look at which one should I do first? That one. And it may be the only one. Oh no, there are other ones, but over here, there's another part thread of this symbol. And so I can flow this part thread down here, but over here I think with the paper chart it's actually easier to explain color flow, because if I show you an app, you don't see my pen, you don't see my finger where I'm pointing, whereas here you can tell. This one, it's the same symbol as this one, but there's no stitches of the same color in the surrounding area. So literally this is ninja, like a single stitch. Our favorite, right? It's our favorite type of stitches. We love ninja stitches. Just like there on its own. For no reason. Maybe some reason. I don't know. Star. Okay, I'm going to check in my Saga, okay? If you will allow me. And I'll make sure. I don't know how well, there's no way I can make, you know, prevent this from happening, is there? So I'm gonna double check with this one. Here we go. Oh no, I can't stitch this one, can I? Oh, I can, for some reason. Okay, no, I'm just panicking for no reason. This is A23. I'm juggling from technologies of 2 different times, okay? A23, because I just looked at Saga and realized, not knowing this stitch has already been stitched. A23. It's a blue. Sola says it's time for Back to the Future. Use Saga. No, I'm gonna do the 10 days, okay? I'm going to fulfill my commitment, my promise. This is my journey, okay? I might fall, I might tumble, I might get injured with the reverse stitching, but I'm going to do it. Okay, you watch, guys. This is called determination and willpower. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. All right. Oh, why did I create a new thread? This is a past thread. Seriously, A23. I don't know why I put out a new thread. This is literally just parked here, ready for me. That's why people park. Hey, Alison, great to see you, and Monique as well. Hello. Oh, Monique is 1988 as well. Oh, we have a lot of 1988 going on here. It's a great year, isn't it? We were born. Alison says, evening everyone, been lurking, stitching, and seeing what my elderly cat is meowing about. Food, probably, and a cuddle, normally, these two things. And, yes, usually nothing. They just want attention and love. Just one stitch right here. And that's it. Single stitch. This one stitch has taken me 5 minutes to prepare. Oh, but you know what? Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Yesterday, I had a nightmare. Friday yesterday. And, you know, sometimes, do you guys have, I got a call, okay, from one of the managers from one of the studios. All right, yoga studios. Oh, let me put this back. Oh my God, I had a heart attack. A23. Let me just put it back. Oh, do you ever have like anxiety dreams? You know, anxiety dreams for me would be being late for the airplane for some reasons, for weird reason, or you maybe you're trying to dial a number to someone. For some reason, the phone line just doesn't get through. It doesn't matter what numbers you punch. It just doesn't get through. That type of dream, like anxiety dreams. And there's no reason, doesn't matter what you do, and you feel totally powerless and you're confused. Yesterday, that happened to me real life. Okay, so yesterday, it was around 10:30-ish. I was just getting ready to go to teach one of the classes. I got a phone call. I got a phone call from one of the managers, and he goes, Yogi, are you not supposed to be here to teach a class? And I was like, what? Really? Am I? Because I was just getting ready to teach a different class in a different location. Okay. But they just sounded really concerned. They go, are you not supposed to be here? Are you okay? And I was going, well, but I have another class. So what is happening? And apparently, because I had this, you know, all these thoughts going through my head, even though I was about 80% sure that something, you know, was up, some sort of error was happening. But in my mind, I was questioning myself. I was saying, shit, have I, sorry about the swearing, but it's really serious. I say, seriously, you know, maybe did I double book myself and not knowing? That would be terrible, because literally when they called me, the entire room of students, they were waiting. They called me thinking that something happened to me. And let me just mark this one. So I go, no, I'm not aware that I'm teaching in the studio today. But the manager was so sure. They go, well, your name is on the timetable. And I quickly pulled up the timetable, and it was my name for 2 classes in a completely different location. And I was going, no, but I didn't know I was supposed to be teaching there. At the same time, checking my own, you know, class list. I keep a list. With all the classes, so I don't get mixed up with the time, location, etc. And I had a look at my class list. I couldn't find those classes, you know, those 2 classes they expect me to teach. And So we went back and forth, and they go, well, the students are waiting. And I go, but I wasn't booked to teach those classes. And because those are not my regular classes, those are covers, apparently. And I was panicking for a moment. My whole life was racing in front of me. Because for me, one of the biggest anxiety that I have is to promise to teach a class, but I'm not there. You know what I mean? Like, entire room just arrive in the studio and go, where's the teacher? Where's the teacher? And I just had this in my head. And so I had to look at my timetable and just confirm with them there's something going on with their timetable. I'm not supposed to be the person. Oh, this one's ninja as well on its own. And thank God, not the best ending I was hoping for, because the best ending would be someone walking in and teach that class, but that wasn't happening. It turned out for some sort of, admin error, because I covered those 2 classes the previous Friday. The last Friday, I covered 2 for them in the morning. And for some reason, the admin person or the computer system put me down as the regular teacher. So I look forward to the next few weeks. They were my name, but I have not been assigned to teach those. And for some reason, they didn't realize the error. And I don't know what happened to the regular teacher, because I was covering for somebody. So maybe the teacher is supposed to be away for 2 weeks, but the studio didn't know. And for whatever twisted reason, they put me down as a regular teacher. And they were asking me, the studio were asking me, who were you covering the previous week? And I said, I don't know. Because when you take on a class, unless it's someone a lot of times you don't know who you're covering for. You just go, and I say, I have no idea. And I would expect the studio to know at least who's teaching what. Seriously, I don't know what's happening. And I think they had a new manager recently, so changing hands can be very, very tricky. And so they got it mixed up. So the poor students, not only they had to cancel the first class, there was another class an hour later. They didn't have teacher either, and I couldn't help them because I was teaching somewhere else. And so it was pretty messed up. They have to cancel 2 at the same time. 317. Let me put this back. And, I was a sign of relief that wasn't my error, but at the same time, I was feeling so bad for the students. Because, when I go to a class as a student, that's my worst nightmare. You get ready, you block off the time, you go there, you expect to practice, and there's no teacher. That's kind of the worst. So that's why I do whatever I can as a teacher. I make sure I'm on time, and if I cover for somebody, I make sure that I'm there 100%. So so it was really, really hairy for me. And but I want to make sure that they are fully aware it's not me that's doing it, because it leaves a record. If you booked to do something, to do a class, not turning up, it's on your record. It's a strike, okay? Lizzie talking about 3 strikes. I don't know how many strikes a teacher can have, but if you do that on a regular basis, you're not going to get jobs. So I want to make sure I need to go back to figure out that they realize it's a problem on their end, and not, put it on me. And also, I will hate the students to think that I didn't turn up for whatever reason. I want the studio to explain to the students, it wasn't Yogi, okay? Because those students, they're lovely. They're so supportive. They love my classes. And I wouldn't want them to think that I just let them down like that. It would be absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, then. The vent is over. I was so anxious for a little bit, because it's literally you know, one of my worst nightmare. One of my worst nightmares. Oh, we have a new member. Hello. Is it Michelle? Michelle has joined Yogi Squad. Round of applause. Thank you for the support, Michelle. Welcome to the club. And we're gonna do a members, you know, a member only stream tomorrow. Okay. Normally we do it on Saturdays before our SAL here, but tomorrow for the next few weeks, let's move it to Sunday because Saturday afternoon I'm going to be doing extra classes. So welcome, Michelle. All right, this one, I'm going to come back to this one here, and let me see if I can mark it with blue. Sola says, I dream sometimes. I'm back in college and it's the end of the year exam and I have not studied my history books at all and not did I go to the class. I know it's that type of situation. You kind of go, why is this happening? And you can't stop it from happening. It's so, oh, it's terrible. It's just terrible. Because for a while, because you know, guys, you know, I've been doing a lot of extra classes recently, and I seriously thought maybe I got it mixed up. It can happen. It can happen. If you're not careful when you take on extra work, it can happen. And I make sure, you know, I have a list, I have a spreadsheet. I don't use spreadsheets for other things other than, you know, tracking the classes. And I have a list there, and, you know, I make sure that I work with it through timeline, so I can never get it mixed up. Oh dear, that was hairy. Yes, Mary. We have multiple generations in the chat here. Mary says, you were born in 1987. It makes you the same age as my son. Oh, there you go. So Miriam was definitely there back in 1982. So maybe we can learn a thing or two from Miriam. Did you have electricity, Miriam? Or maybe candles were selling like hotcakes back then. Janine, hello Janine. Mandy says, I'm a 70s baby. I was 56 years yesterday. Oh, was it your birthday yesterday? Happy birthday, Mandy. 57 is very, very young. 56. Yes. And you just started, you know. There you go. I'm parking here. And those two I'm going to block off with a marker. So this is one chance. Once I use the dark markers, you can't see the symbols anymore. There's no going back. And that one I've done as well. I need to block it off. All right then. Yes, happy birthday. Let me take a sip of my coffee here. Lizzie says, I want to say one last thing. Rest in peace, Anthony Head. Who's Anthony Head? Oh, Anthony Head? No, Anthony Head. A fan favorite, whatever your fandom. I don't know who it is, but rest in peace, Anthony. Oh, Barlow. Sorry, I only got this now. Barlow the bunny says, Spooky Bingo 823. Which color was it? It was a few colors ago. I can't remember. Happy Spooky Bingo for Barlow the bunny. Gary, you know, I say this every time. Just come join us. You can't be very busy now, okay, Gary Barlow? Just come join us, all right? But you know what? Oh no, I can't stitch this one because this little gap is bugging me, but this my chart is not capturing it. Never mind. Let me do this one. I think it looks like a ninja as well. Let's have a look. I can use pink. Oh no, there are other stitches, but only one stitch before I need to park it. One stitch here, and because this is away, let me bring on the paper cam. Only one stitch here, and the next one is over here. So I have to park. Okay, this is color flow method. So I need to park here. One stitch, and it's an error. I need to check with Saga. This one, 524, 524. Sound Stitching says I was born in 1977. 77? That's 11th before. I lived 11 years before me. Oh, well done, Sound Stitching. Jojo says 1988 was the year I was married. 1982 I finished university. I feel very old. Oh no, not at all. 1982, so you can tell us what it was like in 1982. 524. It was probably the time that when you go to an office building, the desk, on top of the desk, there were just papers, right? Probably no computer. That sounds so weird, isn't it? Because every desk that you go, that you see nowadays, there's always a computer on top. What do you do without computer then? You just doodle on a piece of paper. Okay, I'm doing that one, just one stitch, and I'm going to park. That is so strange. I wouldn't know what to do with my hands. Janine says graduated college in 1988. Really, Janine? You know, if you listen to Janine, you probably think she's about 22. That's a kind of mental age. Yes. So it's a bit of a shocker. But you know, Janine is as juvenile as ever, so no worries. Rachel says, I have nightmares. I'm late to work, but it's not the current job. It's always one job prior, my prior jobs or waitress job. Yes. I think, you know, if you have a regular 9 to 5 job, if you're late for whatever reason, or if you don't turn up, it's kind of less, and you know, less disastrous, because all you do is probably, you know, reschedule some meetings and maybe do a little bit longer hours, you know, maybe some overtime or whatever. But when you're holding a job that is literally, you have to be there, in terms of, you know, like if you're a teacher or, you know, fitness instructor, that kind of stuff, literally the whole room of people, they're waiting for you. That is, you know, that kind of responsibility is just, yes, you don't want to mess about with it. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Clara says, I was born, I'm born in 52, 55. You mean 1955? Wow. You can definitely give us some history lessons. Amanda says, our entire country only has 37,000, 70, 80 people. What? I find it fascinating that classes get covered in some places and there are just not enough people for where I am. Classes just get cancelled. What kind of classes? Sorry, I probably missed the previous comments. Yes, I mean, at least for yoga, for fitness, the covering portion of the industry is so important. It's literally, it's critical. It's critical because if no one is willing to cover, literally, they're going to have so much problem because life happens, you know, for whatever reason, people can't make it, the teachers can't make it to those classes. So, you know, they take cover jobs very, very seriously. I know some teachers, they think they kind of beyond that, you know, maybe they've been teaching for a long, long time. They feel they're too good to cover other people. That happens. But majority of people, they respect their jobs. They continue to cover. Doesn't matter how long they have been teaching because they know it's important and they would like to have people covering for them when they need covers because it's a two-way thing. I cover, you know, I rarely need covers, I have to say. I've been, you know, I don't want to say a lot more disciplined than other teachers, not necessarily. It's just life circumstances, but also some sort of preparation to be there for your class is important as well because, you know, if your life is really hectic and things tend to happen, you know, in a less predictable way. But if you try to arrange yourself, you know, keeping yourself very healthy as much as possible and also have a lot of, you know, block off a lot of time to get to work, things happen less frequently. And very luckily, I rarely need covers, but I cover a lot for other people. But I'm hoping that, you know, when I need covers, a lot of teachers will come forward to help me. So it's a two-way thing, you know, it's you're never too good to cover for others. Never. So I am going to pick this one up because without people willing to cover, everything's gonna fall apart. Over here, there's a path thread for some reason. I didn't see that. Where is this one for? This one. There's a part thread here I need to check. The little upside down mushroom. It's here, but it's not on my chart. It's not marked on my chart. I need to check it to make sure the color is correct. Looks like it's correct. 3750. See, this is the power of saga. I just looked to my saga. Okay, I have your permission to cheat, okay? So I just look at saga, just a little tab. Instantly, I've got both the thread numbers and I've got the color swatch. So there you go. You can't beat 2026. I know, we're in 92 for a little bit, okay? But that's the power of the future. Heather House says, I was born in 1949, in the dark ages. 1949. That was post-war, not very far away. I think World War II was in the 40s, wasn't it? So let me just pick this one. Just plan my route a little bit. That one and that one. I can do that one. And that one as well. And then I have to park below. I'm going to park here. So I have 3 stitches. Amanda says, I was cross-stitching in 1982. I was 6 years old. We did have electricity. For some places we live, we had kerosene. What is that? Lamp. oil lamp. Really? 1982. There were places didn't have electricity. Wow. But isn't that dangerous though? It sounds really dangerous, doesn't it? Hang on, where am I? Why am I stitching like this? Oh, yes. I'm looking at the wrong stitch. Okay. It's okay. I'm stitching the blue color. But you know what? When I get back to Saga, I'm probably going to be stitched so much faster than before. It's like, you know, like ninjas. I remember watching a documentary about ninjas. They weigh themselves down. They walk around with bricks, don't they? Like Shaolin, Kung Fu, whatever. They weigh themselves down, walk around with metal strap on their body and with bricks strap on their legs. And they live like that and make it the normal way of living. So when they remove the bricks, the metal bits, they fly. That's, you know, you train your body. It's kind of changing your baseline in terms of, you know, what is normal for you. So the body adapt and accommodate for it and become stronger. So this is like a ninja training, okay? It's a Kung Fu training. So I am working with the 1982 technology, but when I come back to 2026, I'm going to be flying, guys. Brace yourself, okay? Expect a little bit less slow stitching yogi, okay? Just a warning to you. Do not be so shocked that your jaw literally is on the floor, because it will happen. I think this is what I just created a boxed in stitch, which is illegal, okay? I don't know how that happened. It wasn't me. I don't know how that happened. This is not supposed to happen. Gemma is not going to be very pleased. I just created a boxed in stitch. All right. I don't know why. I just ignore that symbol on my chart. Okay. I'm going to quickly fix it and erase the crime scene. Clean up the crime scene when it happens, and just pretend it never happened. Okay. So it's this one over here. For some reason, I just ignored it. I have not done it. So have I got other stitches of the same symbol? No, literally just single stitch. How dare you? Yes, it's and I don't know what's happening to that one. How come it's not marked? Oh dear. What is that? Okay, that one is done. That one is done. I just forgot to mark it. That's why it's still there. And I parked here, didn't I? Okay, so the dollar sign, just on its own, laughing at me. I'm going to find it. And it took about 1 second on Saga. 931. 931. Oh dear. 931. There you go, just single stitch. Dawn was born in 1978. Wow, excellent. Janine says, no computers, no cell phones in 1982. Did you have candles? I'm sure candles have been around for a little bit. These powerful tea lights that's supporting this channel ongoing with this stream. Miriam says, use an electric typewriter. When was that? So typewriter, they're electricity as well. So what does that do then? I thought typewriter was mechanical. So with the electricity, what does that do? Does it type for you? Janine says, I do have a mental age of 20 years old. Yes. That is, you know, slightly optimistic. I would say below. It's about 17 or maybe 12 sometimes. Depends. Janine. Hi, Kelly. Kelly says, hi, Lair. We've been having a struggle session today. Glad you're fighting the good fight. Oh, I don't fight, okay? I flow with challenges. With a smile if I can. But then again, you know, it's fine. It's fine. You know, as I said, this is the ninja training. When I remove the shackles and the bricks and the metals, I'm going to be flying. This is how ninjas are made. Just one stitch with this one. Whoops. Amanda says, I'm talking about sport and athletic classes not getting covered. If the teacher's out, there aren't enough teachers teaching those classes. Classes usually get cancelled if teachers are very ill. I know. Those type of classes is really the real problem if, you know, things happen to the teachers. And it does happen, you know, even just any job that you do, life happens. You know, sometimes is the maybe you're not well or things happen that you can't be there. So that's why the covering job is sacred. It's absolutely sacred because it's supporting the system in place, because this type of job is not something that you can just not turn up because the you know, the stake is just too high. You're talking about, you know, sometimes you have a room of, you know, 30, 40 people. They make time to be there. It's not just put the money they pay aside, just the fact they make time and also mentally prepare to want to have a class, you know, and they have to walk away disappointed. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I know that when I go to classes. So I hate it when that happens. 931. Nice 3-1. Done. So that little pesky little single stitch is done. And I might come back and take care of this bunch actually. There are quite a lot of part threads here. I'm going to start with, maybe I'll just stick with one color. I don't know. That one. Literally just one stitch. Oh, yes, just one stitch and I have to park. This is the kind of discipline you need to have when you do color flow. Literally, you just do not jump over this stitch to do the next one. You resist. All right, I do have a part thread here. But for some reason, something nice happens when you stitch this way because you have no choice. You know, the choices of just floating the stitches everywhere is taken away from you. So you have to be just stick with and work with the stitches you've got. If it's one stitch, it's one stitch. You just do it. It's like if you go to a restaurant, when you have a menu that's about the size of a War and Peace, you know, and you've got everything under the sun available there for you, it's actually very confusing because you have to go through so much. You have to browse through all the options and make decision. And decision making is really, really taxing. and it takes a lot of energy. So comparing to that, if you go to a restaurant, they've only got 10 things on the menu. So on the surface, you have less to choose from. It sounds like, well, it's more restricted, but the freedom comes with restrictions sometimes. It's like if you're being locked up as prisoner, do not do that, okay? Try not to get locked up. And you have very limited options for what you do. Everything you do is intensified. That one I have done, haven't I? Yes. And I am going to move down here and do this one. So perspective is it's a strange thing. It's not always what it seems. Why do I have the parts right here as well? Oh no, am I looking at a totally different location? Yes, I'm looking at the wrong place. I'm looking at here. I've done this one, haven't I? Now I'm doing this one. I'm going to mark it with my pen. So when it comes to, let me just show you what's happening here. So when it comes to color flow, okay, so technically you can stitch any stitches that's connected with each other, at least one side. But when it comes to this formation, can you see this black square here? The black square symbol, it's got stitches running vertically, literally just one column here. Would you just keep going? Technically you could. I can probably go down to this point, but this is one of the things that it's up to you. I think for me, and I think for Gemma as well, Gemma would not just keep going. Gemma will probably come down to around here, I'm guessing. So Gemma, if you're watching, you can come forward and say, no, Yogi, you're wrong. Gemma will probably even just do one stitch if she's quite trying to keep the line as smooth and open as possible. So my version is a little bit more irregular this way. Technically, you're flowing with colors, but you need to know when to stop. And this is part of the things you learn when you start to stitch this way. Because if I give you a rule and say, well, you should stop here, your mind is going to be going all over the place and try to overthink. But when you start to stitch this way, you will come to a natural stop. Your body will go, I don't want to go further, because then I'm creating a very narrow channel for the next stitch. It's going to be restricted, you know. So you want to keep things as open as possible, even though technically you do have the option to keep going forward, but I won't. So I'm going to do 2 stitches. Gemma will probably do 1 or 2 as well. And then I'm going to park here. So this is color flow for you. And you might go, well, why do you want to do that? Because it's fun. It's peaceful. It's a very peaceful way of stitching. And it's, you know, these are very interesting rules to follow. And you end up, you know, particularly if you like your stitches very nice and even. With the confetti area, look at this. With this amount of confetti, if I stitch cross country, it's going to feel really bumpy. But if I run my fingers over and also below as well, there's very little build-up. Particularly this, you know, the front bit is so smooth because I'm stitching one stitch at a time, easing away. I'm not trying to jam the needle through in between, you know, trying to fill in all the you know, loose stitches. So that's the difference. If you appreciate that and you enjoy the experience, this is the process for you. If not, if you just want to fill in all the stitches, which is nothing wrong, then, you know, maybe cross country, you will enjoy it more. So this one is like a game you play with what you've got with your chart. So this one is, I've got really short bits of thread here. I think I'm probably just going to do those 2 and then end it. Oh, Solar says Yogi is using 931. Yes, I've just finished 931. So spooky bingo for you, Solar. Clara says Spooky Bingo 931. Oh, so it's Clara's Spooky Bingo. Well done. Miriam says electric typewriters were much faster than manual typewriters. They were used before we got computers. But how is it faster though? Because what does electricity do for a typewriter? Because if you look at the mechanic ones, you type one key at a time. Is that different with typewriter electric ones? How would it make it faster? Because it's not like the typewriter types for you, does it? But I think typewriter is such a beautifully designed machine. You know, if you go to flea markets and stuff, there are always some really old ones lying there, those mechanic ones. They're beautiful to look at. It's a little bit like the Singer sewing machine. There's some parallel to those two. There's something so solid and beautiful. There's something about a machine is created in a way that you do not need any additional power. Literally, it just works. You know, if nothing's broken, it works. You don't need petrol, you don't need electricity, you don't need anything. Just like bicycles. That's why bicycles are so beautiful. It's a beautifully designed, invented a piece of technology, you know, the mechanism that it just powers itself. And I'm on bicycle every single day, and I really appreciate it because sometimes you go to grocery store and supermarket, you buy tons of stuff, and it's quite heavy. So if I'm not on bicycle, I have to carry the bag myself. It's like weight training. But with bicycle, it doesn't matter how big the bag is. I put it on the back of my Brompton, which is a folding bike, quite small, but everything's balanced. When I'm riding the bicycle, I don't feel the weight of the things I'm carrying. It's amazing. It's just like, you know, you would have thought the weight of whatever you're carrying will weigh the bicycle down. No, bicycle, they just glide. And it just does the job. It's such a beautiful invention. I think invented by French. Thank you, French people. Beautiful things. French invented, French sort of imported potatoes maybe to Europe. I don't know. Well done, Frenchies. Janine says, you didn't know about electric typewriter. They help you type faster. I took a typing class in high school on electric typewriter. But how does it make it faster? I'm trying to find out, because you still have to type one key at a time, don't you? Solar says the mechanical typewriter went out in the 60s. Electric typewriter can go many times faster, as it only requires the lightest touch. Oh, so you don't have to press as hard. And it makes it easier, does it? Betty, 94, not quite 94, but 88-ish. Kelly says, I just request the color expansion on a new release from Hey Today. Which chart? Which chart are we talking about? Have I missed it? Right, let me come back to my paper cam. 1982. And, oh, I've done these ones. Okay, this is the 1982 typewriter technology, okay? And I love things that just work without needing additional power. There's some sort of freedom to that. You know, there are not many things that are totally mechanical around us. Everything is powered by electricity, by fuel. And that's why I love bicycles so much. And we're, 2026, it's still fully working as a piece of machinery. All right, which one shall I go for then? That one looks reasonable. that little lollipop symbol. So I've got one here. I can do this one. I'm not breaking the rules. But, oh, look at this. This is very confusing. That's a white lollipop and the black ones down here pointing the other way. But I have to look very carefully. And then I'm going to park here. That's the nearest one. Or maybe over here. I don't know. No, I'm going to keep it down here. Janine's revenge, calling Yogi 17. Yes, comparing to 12, I'm still a little bit older than Janine, but a little bit more mature, okay? Oh, Susan says, snack chocolate time. Dear, oh dear, I totally missed it. Yes, chocolate time, guys. Chocolate time, guys. Well, why don't we just have a little break, shall we? Yes. Chocolate time, everyone. Trevor probably needs... Oh, Trevor probably doesn't need chocolate. Trevor is like powered by something. I don't know what Trevor's powered by. Petrol. Rachel says versus a manual typewriter. If you make a mistake, it's too late done. But electric, you could hit the backspace button and fix it before it prints out. How? So when you press a button, if you make a mistake, you can go back and fix it. How? But it's physically printed on the paper, isn't it? How do you fix it? It's the undo button. Amanda says, I collect typewriters, mechanical and electric typewriter. Type as fast as the operator. You can type just as fast in both. Electric is easier to type with. You don't have to use as much force. Okay, so it's more of a saving, optimizing less the effort. I can imagine that because the electric, the old-fashioned typewriter, I've tried it. It takes a little bit, effort to press downwards, and also depends on how the force you apply. Sometimes the print might not come out very clear if you press really lightly, right? Because it's basically man-powered. So I can imagine electric ones. I'm just trying to work out in my head how they make it. But can they not make it easier to type mechanically? You know what I mean? Without using electricity. Why electricity? Why don't they just design it in a way that you don't have to press as hard? Amanda says word processors. Oh, I've heard of the term word processor. Isn't that what they call Google Docs? That type of apps as word processors. Are they derived from the actual word processors? So they're electric typewriters. They have memory, so they're like computerized. Oh, that I have not. But I don't think they're actually as popular. So I'm having my 74% good old-fashioned 1982 chocolate, okay? The thing is, though, people collect the old-fashioned mechanical typewriters. I have not seen any electric typewriters being collected because it's probably kind of a bridge between sort of, old technology versus computers. So they're probably not that attractive for people to collect. Cheers, everyone. So just easier to type. Rachel says electric typewriter keyboard. It's a lot more like modern day keyboard. Right. So the electricity is just making it easier to hit the keys. Yes. So it's effort saving, so it's faster. Amanda says most people here are talking about the end of electric typewriter era of the word processor, etc. So what's the difference between word processors and typewriters? So word processors is known to me as a kind of software. And Amanda says there were electric typewriters in the 30s. Really? And Betty says, Yogi, your homework. I look up electric typewriter and report about it tomorrow. I will. Yes, I won't do that. That's going to be my homework. Electric typewriter. Let me know what you're snacking. The chocolate is really good. Never disappointing. Kelly M says, the chart I'm ordering from Land of the Free, I used to write when I was young. And I've been looking for a 250 celebration piece. You used to write what? We're talking about a pattern, is it? Take a sip of my coffee. Amanda says the original word processors were physical typewriters with memory. With memory? They only did word processing. They were very popular in the 80s and 90s. Word processors. Because I'm familiar with the term because that's how I think Windows maybe, well, I think that the type of, Google Doc type of software at one point was kind of categorized as word processing because you're processing words. But I wasn't aware it was a machine as well. Susan is having dark mint, really? So those are probably not, the dark mint, is it the dark chocolate? I think there's a minty one. Yes, there is a minty one. Oh, very nice. Susan is being adventurous with the chocolate. Let me just have one more piece of chocolate and I'll be back. Yes, Miri, I will Google electric ones. Because the old-fashioned typewriters, I know what they look like. I have played with because one of my brothers, not anymore, but he used to collect those old-fashioned typewriters. He would have like a few in his study, and I have played with them. But yeah, I'm less familiar with the electric one. Janine says, think of why they made sewing machines electric easier and those who pedal sewing machines. Yes, I'm using a electric one with some computerized feature. There are probably more advanced versions that you could do patterns, etc. But I have a very simple one. No, washing machine. Washing machine is lovely. What's wrong with the washing machine, Jeanine? And I also have KitchenAid mixer, which is really, really good. And it lasts for a long, long time. I've had it for years. Here we go. Hello, Trevor. And I have no idea what I'm stitching. Maybe just part of the background and part of Trevor here. I'm really tempted to do these ones, but I have to refer to Saga because it's just like a big gap there laughing at me. Oh, Susan's having green and black chocolate. Very nice. Yes, Ruby. Yes, I can't even pronounce the word, but there's a keyboard system. I don't know where it came from. I have heard it being referred. QWERTY system. Is it just the sort of key positions following the fingers or something? Because I can type as well, but I probably picked it up at some point, but I'm not sure if I'm typing the same way as people do with the typewriters. You know, if you actually go to learn how to type properly. I think at some point I just picked up, so I can type, I wouldn't say fast, but efficiently. But the thing is now, if you type on the devices, I'm trying to think, the keyboard layout, is it the same as regular keyboard? Maybe, or maybe it's following the alphabet. I can't remember. I don't really think about it. There you go. I'm back. Lovely chocolate. I hope you enjoy your snack as well. It's nice to take a break sometimes. Okay, it's all about balance of life. And when you're vigorously stitching like me, okay, with a lightning speed. Oh, I was doing these too, aren't I? I just marked them. Have I done them? I've lost track. Let me double check. I have, haven't I? I have done it, and I parked it. Oh dear. And then I just totally forgot to mark them. This is what's happening. Did I do that one then? No, I haven't. 1, 2, 3. I don't think I've done this one yet. If I was stitching in 1982, the channel name will have to change, okay? It will be Super Slow Stitching Yogi. Like, you know, super slow. I think I am going to move up. Let me have a look at my thread here. There's a part thread here. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to change color here. But everything's slower back in 1982, I bet. People don't rush around, you know. They probably don't work as long hours, do they? They take it slower, so they just stitch slower as well. Oh, there's another one here I can do, but I'm going to park down here. But I'm going to circle this one as well. Just a little one on the right side. And this one, I am going to pick. Oh, I've got a part straight here already. Okay. So this one is, no idea. Okay, A03. I'm looking at Saga here. Amanda says, computer keyboards retain the same basic format as typewriters, but they have added keys for computer-specific activities. So the people who are used to typing on typewriters, they can just, you know, transition to keyboards and continue, right? That makes sense. But a lot of people type with one finger nowadays. They just type, they just look for the letters and just type them rather than, you know, typing the specific way. Because the keyboards, particularly with phones and stuff, you can't really position your arms, your fingers, the same way as traditional keyboards. One, two. I can't do that one, can I? So, do I? Yes, okay, I know what I'm doing. And then 3. There's 1 stitch over here. So I've done these 3. And that one. And then I think I'm going to go up there and do that one as well. It's slightly out of order, but has to be done. Heather says, if you look at your keyboard, the top line form left to right as QWERTY. Oh, really? QWE. Oh, that's right. That's true. On the left side. I'm just looking at my keyboard here. I never noticed that because I have heard of the term being, you know, mentioned, but I didn't know why they came up with that gibberish term. So is it just a way to describe what type of keyboard? But are they different ones? Why don't they just name it as keyboard layout? Because it's probably universal, right? Are they different layouts? Oh, today is all about keyboards. I've done that one. Okay, are there any more symbols of this color? There is actually, but it's quite far away, so I'm not going to carry my thread. There's another one of diamonds over here, but it's too far away. I'm going to just end this color. I don't want to park that far away. Sola says another difference is electric typewriters have letters on the ball, where as mechanical ones has letters on the long stem that comes up and strike the paper. Oh, comparing to computer sort of electric ones on a ball. So the keyboard layout was invented by Christopher Latham Souls. I'll probably butcher that one. It's quite clever, isn't it? Because why would you... I suppose it's probably more about people learning to work with it rather than the layout working with people. You know what I mean? Because it just feels nonsensical. Why would you create a layout like that? I'm sure there's a history. I'm sure there's something very clever that's going on. All right, I've done this one and parked. And next, I'm going to go for... Oh, I've done that one as well, yes, finally. So I can continue with this one. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the flower, the little flowers. 2, and then park below. Park here. Solar flower. I do have a park thread here already. Okay, it's this one. 2 stitches. And then park. Betty says, I live in a small town. Things are still as slow as molasses. It's nice, isn't it? I know, because my baseline is very different because I live in the city all my life, and it's things may be very, very different if you live in the countryside, in a different part of the world. Yes. Marsha, hello. Marsha says, hi, Yogi. My twin brother is a writer and journalist, and he has always used 2 fingers to type. Yes, a lot of people do that, and particularly with mobile devices. The keyboards are so small on the screen. Most people type with their thumbs or just like that. A lot of people do that. So a lot of people probably don't know how to, type in a old-fashioned way anymore. 1, 2. Have I done it? There's one more. See you later, Jojo. Enjoy your dinner. One over here, and I'm going to park down here. Those 2 are done. And there's one more star down here. So I can do this one. I can do 3, fancy, 4 stitches I can do. And then I'm going to park here. And then Ruby Rose says, in typing classes, we learn to type with no looking at the keyboard. I remember typing the phrase, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. That contains every letter in the alphabet. It's still being used because, I use a lot of font from Adobe, and the sample text is always the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, and I always wonder why is that default text. I bet there's probably some sort of history to it, because even now if you go to Adobe font system, and if you're searching for whatever font you need, that's always the sample text. So I've got about 4 stitches. That. And then cross over. There. And then 2 below. So today, the goal for the stitch count, I'm not asking for a lot, okay? Today it's color flow, so I do not expect to stitch that many stitches. I would say probably 500. What do you think, guys? 500. You know, I'm just taking it easy here. Am I? Oh no, that's not correct. I'm one stitch off. Only 500. You know, easy peasy. Nice and slow stitching. Susan says the keys in the class didn't have the letters on it. What? On a typewriter? There's no letters? So how do you know what you're typing? That's very strange. Susan? No, well, just, you know, see what I have to put up with this kind of language from Susan, okay? You know, I was just saying that today, you know, our goals are not really high because it's an easygoing, you know, slow stitching with color flow. And I was aiming for 500, and look at what Susan says. You'd be lucky to do 60. Oh, that would take me no time, Susan. Do you not know the speed Yogi's been stitching with papers? It's like lightning speed, lightning speed. I think if you, Susan probably forgot another 0, okay? It's okay. Susan just eating too much chocolate. She's forgotten how to count. All right, so I have done these two. Just look at the efficiency of this workflow here. 500 will take no time. Oh, no way, Solar. Is that what it is? Solar says the sample text that we're just talking about, the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, has every letter in the alphabet. Really? You're serious? Is that why? Oh, so you can look at every single letter and to see what they look like in terms of font faces. You know, I've been a designer for, you know, most of my life. I had no idea, Solar. I always wonder, because there's so many things like Lauren Epson, you know, the sample fillers. I just do it because that's always how it's done. And this as well, because I always wonder why, because I thought maybe they're being quirky, because it's kind of a funny sentence, isn't it? And I thought they're just being, you know, a little bit fun. I had no idea. How did they figure this out? Without computers. So this probably has been around for a while, because nowadays, if you type in letters, you can ask the computer to scramble the words and create sentences for you. How did they figure it out? I'm so curious. We're talking about 1982 technology here. How did someone just sit down and work that out and came up with the sentence? This is so disturbing. Well, in a very good way, in a very good way. I had no idea. I'm learning so much today. And okay, next. Oh, I see the candidate here. Yes, this one is just begging to be stitched. The upside down mushroom. I have one stitch here, two over down here. Let me use a different color because I can't tell them apart. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're all attached to each other. I get excited. You know, you would get excited if you're doing color flow and you see this formation here. Literally, I've got 6 stitches attached to the stitches I've got already. This is, you know, why you do color flow. It's thrilling when you get something like this. I don't ask for a lot, okay? All right then. This is very exciting. Look, I've got 6 stitches, probably the highest number of a single color up to this point. Janine says, oh, Janine, being 12, okay, Janine says, I'll give 125. But, you know, you have no proof, right? That's, we have no app. So I think it's about 500. If you say 225, I just have to disagree, okay? 1, 2 over here. Walk away, hello. Great to see you. Are you stitching today? Amanda says they use blind keycaps to teach typing. You have to memorize the whole keyboard to be able to type accurately. Oh, they're so hardcore. Back in 1982, they basically remove all the letters on the keyboard and ask you to type. Oh dear. They don't mess around. 1982. Amanda says you type faster when you don't look at the keyboard. You also type gibberish when you don't look at the keyboard. Seriously, Amanda. Maybe very fast, but you're gonna, you know, create a lot of gibberish very fast. And Chivis says Susan's just jealous. Exactly, Chivis. I know, she cannot understand and believe the speed. I'm just charging forward with my stitches, and she's like going, well, maybe only 60. But Susan, you know that's not true, right? It's 10 that you forgot to add. It's okay, I understand. Susan's a paper girl as well. So she's astonished by the speed I'm doing with papers. I know it's pretty shocking, Susan. And I am going to park down here. I think. That's the nearest, right? Sidri says people were smart. We're not doing too bad nowadays. We just can't count. I can only count to 5, just about. But yeah. Where am I? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Live demonstration of the 2026 intelligence here. 1, 2, 3, and I fall over. Where am I? Yes, I'm here. All right, I managed to count to 3. It's a miracle, I know. It's not easy, okay? That one's done too. Rachel says they taped construction paper over the keyboard when I was in school. What? Isn't that child abuse? So they cover keys on the keyboard. Oh, Rachel, I'm so sorry. And Rachel says you had to stick your hands under the paper, and type. That's how we learn. Learning what? Learning to type. So I don't understand the second bit. You have to stick your hands under the paper and type. How do you do that? Oh, nowadays they'll be reporting to the police, okay? My parents, the school, is making me type keyboards with no letters. Well, that's clearly a violation of the child's right to type. Lynn says, Yogi, my mom taught shorthand. She was very fast. I'm fascinated by shorthand as well. I've heard about it because I know a lot of journalists. I don't know about now, but I think journalists, they're taught shorthand because they have to write so fast. There are two things, okay? That reminds me another thing that I'm really fascinated about. So, you know, I watch a lot of trials, right? And guys, Laura, you true crime fans out there, are you not fascinated by those ladies who are typing really fast on some sort of weird keyboard, capturing the transcript of the trials? And nowadays you see another form, they have some sort of like a device covering their mouths. I don't know what, guys, some trials you can see those ladies or gentlemen, okay, having a device almost like some sort of vaporizer or something covering the entire mouth, and they're talking into it instead of typing. I have no idea what's going on. And shorthand, I'm really fascinated as well. You know, how do you make it? Because shorthand is not just capturing the gist of things. They literally, because for journalists, they probably need to report it quite accurately, word by word, verbatim. How do they make shorthand? I've never seen one. Maybe I just need to find out, you know, look up some example of shorthand to see what actually being written down, because they can't miss words. You know, it could change the meaning of what they're writing. It's fascinating. And also, as I said, I'm fascinated by this trial writers. I don't know what they're called. They just, you know, they record the transcription. It's weird, isn't it? There are a lot of weird things going on there in the world. Okay, I've done that one. Oh, have I done this one? No, I haven't. I do have the technology. I can pick up this one. That one looks inviting. That one looks inviting. And also, you know, my question will be, is there a real need for someone to type down the transcription, you know, things being said in trials anymore? Because everything's on YouTube. Just look up YouTube. You've got everything. You just play back live. So you don't need you know, somebody just sitting there just doing like, you know, typing like crazy. Just record it. Chivit says, my keyboard class, we had shields that went over the keyboard with just enough space for our hand to fit. Shields. I mean, to cover. To fit what? You mean to cover the wordings, letters on the keyboard? Why are they so sneaky? Why do they do this to children? Stop it. Oh. Keyboard class. They actually give you classes on how to type. Okay, where am I? Here. So I've got about 4 stitches, which is not too shabby. Ruby Rose says also, if you need to create more than one copy of a letter you are typing, you place a piece of carbon paper between two sheets of papers. What do you mean by that? More than one copy? You mean like typing over multiple layers of papers? Really? But wouldn't you just photocopy? Can you photocopy by then? 1982. Do you have a photocopy machine? Because you can just photocopy. Catherine says, if you know where the keys are without looking, then you type faster, in theory, okay? Well, I suppose if you're typing, depending on what you're typing, a lot of times if you're looking at something and then you type, yes, I can imagine, because then you have to read whether you're typing and then type, look to your keyboard and type, I suppose. And they're doing this to children? Oh dear. Rachel says they took a piece of construction paper and taped it to the top of the keyboard. So you could lift up the paper on the bottom and put your hands between keyboards and papers. Oh, things they did in 1982 is incredible. I have no idea. I didn't know this was allowed. You know, nowadays, a certain organization will be reported, to by the children. Two down here. Where am I? 1, 2. Why does it not match? I suppose to be. That doesn't look right, does it? Where am I exactly? There. Oh no, I'm stitching the wrong one. Where am I exactly? Why am I here? So, I'm supposed to be these two over there. There are two down here. The stitches don't match. Why? I'm stitching this one then. I know what I'm doing. I'm stitching this one. Let me double check. What am I stitching? Yes, I am stitching the wrong one, but in a correct location. I thought I was stitching this one, the black square, but I'm stitching this one instead. Why am I doing this? Okay, let me keep going. It's okay. These are correct. One more. Alyssa, hello. Yes, late for the class, Alyssa. We're learning so much so far. Jeanine says, my grandmother knew shorthand and was amazing. I never got it because it looked like hieroglyphic. Yes, I bet. I'm just fascinated by how they can do it so fast at the same time capturing all the words, because language is quite nuanced. I'm gonna just mark these ones because I've just done them. and then part here. So I don't know what happened to this color. Lynn says Yogi with shorthand is shading with a pencil. What does that mean, Lynn? Shading with a pencil. Do you mean they draw? They draw what they're writing? Clara says they also tape record everything being said as backup in case they miss some words and can't understand what the lawyer judges say. So Clara is referring to those people who kind of, you know, type things in court. But the thing is, if you're recording all the words, why do you need someone to type? Wouldn't the recording to be more accurate? You know, because sometimes the lawyers kind of walk around, sometimes the microphone is not working that well. You can't, you know, you can't be 100% sure. Wow, keyboarding. Elisa says we didn't always have photocopies. I don't know when photocopy machines came around. Maybe after typewriter. Let me come back and try to find my way here. It is getting a little bit tricky, I have to admit, because this chart, it's not so much because it's color flow. It's more of the fact that this chart is actually a lot more confetti. So it just requires, you know, a little bit more color changes. But also, let me try to figure out what's happening with this one. Oh, I have I? I'm trying to figure out, because I missed a couple of stitches around here. So there are 2 pass threads, that's correct. But this color is iffy. Let me check what symbol it is. Try to fix it. Okay, 939. I'm gonna just stitch these ones to fix it. 939. Navy blue. 939. Wow, so construction paper. What is construction paper anyway? I don't know. Lindsay's tiles was a godsend. What's tiles, Lynn? What are we referring to? Sidri says, Yogi, I can't believe you do not know all of this. All of what? I think you're pulling on legs. Which bit? Sidri. You mean like covering the keyboard? No. I did not know this kind of activities was allowed to go on. It's child abuse, surely. Oh, it's raining where Janine is. Wow, so shading is a thing. What is it? Shorthand with shading. Wow. I'm fascinated by shorthand, actually. I don't know. I think it's probably still being done. I don't know. Maybe nowadays they don't need to, because they can just pull out their iPhone and just start recording it. But Where am I here? I'm trying to fill up these ones, these 3 stitches. I can do 2 more down here actually. It's probably okay. And then mark these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rachel says, Yogi, your childhood was robbed. How do you not know about construction paper? What's construction paper? I know crime scene tapes. What's construction paper? I don't know. It's something that you use for building houses. I have no idea. She never went to school. Yes, I was raised by wolves. In a cave. Here we go. So I'm gonna fix these 3 stitches. And these ones are done. And there are 4 more I can do. And then 2 more underneath. Oh, you mean like cardboard papers? Close your eyes and ujjayi breath. Okay, ujjayi breath. It's like heart attacks session for Sidri. So those 2 as well I've done. Two, and I'm going to park it down here. Oh, this is like some sort of athletic activity. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. This bit, you know, this chart is tricky, even with Saga, even with an app. There are quite a lot of color changes, and particularly if you're stitching with color flow, yes, it's. I think that was why at one point I decided to not do color flow and see if I could stitch faster with mini cross country or minimum to max, but I didn't enjoy it. As you can see that I didn't continue. I think this method is the right one, but it's just yes, with paper it is challenging. It is challenging. I will not lie to you. Okay, I am coming back to this one. This little one over here. So I am going to use green this time. It's flower part already. I'm gonna do the one below, and that's it for the flower symbol. Sugar paper. Yes, Alison had to Google it. He says, I was born in 1980, just had to Google construction paper. We call it color paper. Yes, color papers, I know. Why will they call it construction paper? Are they used for construction? Color papers, yes. They're quite thick. Just color papers, just keep it simple. Seriously. Why is it called construction paper? I have no idea. Flower symbol here. Okay, let's have a look. It's like if I say aubergine, do you know what it is? If I say courgette, do you know what it is? And if I say, I'm gonna start to come up with all the names. What else can I come up with to confuse you? You know, I just had lunch. My lunch was courgette and aubergine sauté together. Okay, and what else? Just one stitch, and I'm gonna park below. Oh, I'm gonna park here actually. Can't stitch it. And I also have some crisps. Oh, so it's called construction paper because it's construct art things. Because my mind went to buildings. I thought, well, they're used for building buildings. That's how I interpreted it. Catherine, yes, pass with flying colors. French words used in Britain for eggplants and zucchini. Zucchini is Italian, isn't it? Why is it called eggplants? Because it looks like an egg. Very good, Catherine. Potato chips. Oh, I try to come up something else to trick you. Oh, what else, guys? Guys in the UK, what else can we say to confuse our US stitchers? It will be fun. Yes, I can do this one. Let's have a look. The star sign. 2, 3. Ice lolly. Yes, I know ice lolly. The other day when Susan was having an ice lolly, the chat was going, "What? You're having what?" All right, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the one. Yes, color papers. Yes, of course. It makes a lot more sense, isn't it? Alison said, if I started with what we call stuff in Scotland, oh, I have no idea what that is. I'd love to know what's a stuff in Scotland. That covers so many things. Oh, you mean stuff in general? Okay, yes. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Probably I wouldn't know. One, two. And I also watching, a lot of trials. I also have heard what's been described as butcher paper. They use butcher papers. Well, I mean, if you have to label something, you know, butcher paper is probably not what you want to use when you're talking about crime scenes. They use my interpretation, the butcher papers are probably waterproof. You can cut meat on top or something. I don't know, but they're using it for kind of laying their evidence. Sometimes could be anything on top of butcher paper. I just think it's so ironic. They're calling the papers that forensic people use as butcher paper when they're talking about true crime. One, two. And then I'm going to park here. Oh yeah, yes, Kelly, yes, the jumper. I had to modify that when I say it because I just have a feeling that if I say, I'm wearing a jumper, no one's gonna know unless you're you're from the UK. A jumper is a sweater. Alison, well, this requires subtitle. Okay, let's have a look. Alison says so. Three easy ones: puggies, buffies, gutties. All ends with e's. there's a pattern emergent, guys. Have a guess. Have a guess. I have no idea. First of all, puggies, buffies, gutties. There you go. Alison says sounds like you're describing my puppies. Yes, they look like pet names, don't they? Puggies, buffies, gutties. And it would sound so cute. I bet they're probably not very cute, but once we find out what it is. Oh, this bit is getting okay. I'm gonna move up here because I'm running out of stitches down here. They all look, they don't look very friendly. Why don't I try to move up here? Okay, so hi, Donna. Great to see you. Oh, Kelly thinking this is, are they alcoholic beverages? Probably, probably not that far-fetched being Scotland. What? Here come the answers. Puggies, slot machines, one-arm bandits. What? Slot machine is called puggies. Right, so those in the casino. Buffles. Oh, not buffies, buffles. Slippers. Oh. Okay. Oh, puggies. Okay, puggies are dogs. Okay, yes. Buffies, I would... Oh, no, this is Janine's guess. Puggies does sound like dogs, isn't it? Gutties. No, that's gutted, not gutties, Janine. Disappointment. Yes, you can be gutted. But do Americans do you not say gutted in America? I wonder. Ah, Shayla, that's cheating. Shayla, no, she says, I know all of them, but I'm Scottish too. There you go. That's not a fair competition. So, buffles are slippers. Puggies are slot machines. Why do they give slot machines such cute names? Puggies. And what was the last one? Gutties. What's gutties? Gutties, the old style black plimsolls you got at primary schools. Oh dear, it's nothing like we imagine, isn't it? It's like you can guess as much as you want. There's just no chance. There's one more stitch. I'm gonna break the rules and do this one as well, because there's just one stitch. And then that's it. That's it. Ah, Janine says no gutter here. We just say bombed out. Okay, I've heard that expression, bombed out. Ah, so Rachel says we could, and people would know what we mean. Oh, referring to gutted. Right. And I have heard Americans saying, what was that term? What was that term? I thought it was definitely British only. I'm trying to remember that term. When I heard Americans saying it, it sounded quite weird. What was that term? I'm trying to recall. I remember someone saying it, but it just sounded so strange. Oh, on the top of my head. Lynn says, Yogi, I have put shorthand on Facebook. Oh, I'll definitely have a look. I'm fascinated. Because speed reading, I can kind of visualize it, because speed reading, you use different techniques to kind of get a gist of what's on the page quickly. But shorthand is different. Shorthand, you do have to capture the words quite accurately, because a lot of them, they're reporters and journalists. They have to write, everything down properly. So I'm just wondering how they do it. What was that word I was thinking about? I remember hearing someone says it on a podcast, and I thought, whoa, that sounds interesting. Oh, what about twat? Do you have twat? You're a twat. Do you have twat in America? I bet you have a few. Just one stitch here. Little one. Let me have a look. Literally the last one standing. I'm trying to recall that word. Kelly says that's a bad word. It's not that bad, really. It's a description of certain type of people. Rachel says, Yuki, that's a nice word. Well, over here, it's not that bad. You know, a twat is like calling someone a jerk, right? It's not that bad. It's not like four little words. Susan is a lady. Susan would never use words like this. Oh, no, that's not. No. That's not in my head when I say it. It's kind of describing someone slightly being a jerk. No, I do not think about body parts when I say that. And it's quite commonly used. It's not that unusual. Say someone. There's another one. There's a version of this word that's I think is a little bit more rude. You know, maybe I shouldn't say it. We have a lot of ladies here. There's another version. I think you would know which one I'm referring to. All right, where's my needle? I lost my needle. I can't find it. So weird. Oh, here. Oh, dear. Barlow said that's a really bad word. Well, I think it's actually quite commonly used. Well, not common, but, you know, if you want to call someone something. Alison says you wouldn't like the other used daily in Scotland with different meanings, different how it's used. I know words are funny, isn't it? Betty says it's worse than some other little words. Well, not for me, though. I think it's kind of just calling someone a jerk. For me, anyway. There you go. This one is... Which one is it? This one is A03. A03. I think the channel is going to be banned, okay? Now, A03. Policy not common in polite society. Well, that's that's the difference between me and you. You know, Barlow is moving in the polite society. Clearly, my world is not that polite. The cutthroat world of yoga. That's where I am. Oh, Kelly says, see you next Tuesday. I don't think it's as bad as see you next Tuesday. I really don't. Maybe it's just, you know, the circle that we're moving in. See you next Tuesday. That's funny. Exactly, Janine. I don't think, you know, twat is such a bad word. For me, it's like calling someone a jerk, as I said. Like a, you know, what's the other word? Family show, family show. Okay. There's one stitch here as well. Just one single flower symbol there. I'm gonna just do it. Sound Stitching says, I didn't know bloody was a bad word until I saw Elton John interview and he educated America. Well, to be honest, you know, yes, bloody, you could interpret it depending on how you use it, but I wouldn't say it's like the rudest word ever. You know, it's like, it's just a way to describe something to the extreme. Like, you know, I'm so upset. You know, you can say I was bloody upset or something like that. I wouldn't say it's the worst. It's a kind of expression. So depending on how you use it, that bloody thing or something, it you know, you're not describing anything it's just an expression, isn't it? So it's similar to F word, but in some way it's not as, well, in my mind, it's not as strong as the F word. But then again, you know, it's up for interpretation. Lynn says, Yogi, my brother taught me that word. And I called mum and he got a smack. I bet, you know, parents probably don't want you to use certain words. But hey, you know, language is alive. And depending on how you use it, you know, you can use it elegantly. You can swear in a way that's awful. Or try. And yes, I wouldn't say bloody is a rude word necessarily. It could be just a very strong word, I think. Stop saying it. I need to demonstrate it. This is for education purposes, okay, Barlow? So we know what we're talking about. We're not beating around the bush. I think Gary Barlow would not approve. Do you think, Barlow the bunny? Gary Barlow was probably covering the ears and the eyes and go la 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 la. I'm so sorry, Gary. I didn't mean to offend you. $8.20. Okay, kids, if you're watching, you know, this is what not to do, okay? Do not learn from Yogi. Bad examples, bad examples. And we have a new member. Suki has joined us. Welcome, Suki. Suki is now part of the Yogi Squad. You know, all that swearing. I should gain a new member, isn't it, Suki? Suki probably go, Bravo, bravo, Yogi. You say it. You say it. Welcome. Suki says, Mr. Yogi feeling better. Yes, he's almost recover now. But you know what men are like, you know, things just take longer because they like the sympathy and the care they receive. But he's a lot better. Thank you. Lynn says, Yogi, mum would not have swearing in the house. But you know what, Lynn? Parents say that, but when they're talking in private, they probably start swearing at each other and using all of colorful words. You know what they like. Parents, they kind of go, "Don't do what I do." Do what I say, not what I do. Lisa says, I feel this is going downhill. I know. Normally, this is what happens as the chat progress, but we're just talking, right? Red Dwarf. I never watched it, but I know it's very popular. I don't know, maybe it's shown in other countries as well. I think a lot of British TV programs it's probably very hard to translate to be understood outside Britain because maybe this is why Mr. Bean is so universal because literally he doesn't talk, and it's like just watching, I don't know, cartoon, and everybody can understand facial expressions. But a lot of British drama, maybe dramas are okay, but a lot of like comedy and stuff, it's very hard to translate. Very hard to translate. I'm trying to think. Do you have Father Ted? Do you have Father Ted in America? I liked a little bit of Father Ted when I was a student. And also the young ones. By the time I watch Young Ones, okay, I was watching repeat, but I was laughing my head off. It's very juvenile. So Janine, you will like it. Look up the Young Ones, okay? They're, I think they were from the 80s sometime, but I just find them, find it hilarious. And it was by an actor called Rick Mail. He actually passed away really quite young, heart attack or something. I was quite saddened. But also there's another guy, Hamilton something. I can't remember his name now. Yes, they're just so juvenile. It's a very juvenile. It's like a Beavis and Butthead, just really, really juvenile humor. Alison says, yeah, Yogi, you will need to put a warning on the title in case anyone takes offense. Yes. Warning in caps, A little bit rude, mildly rude words are contained in this live stream. If you're offended easily, please don't watch. Let me see. These ones I've done. And I can move down and do this one. Let me have a look. I'm trying to find past threads, so I don't have to look up the thread list. One. Can I do this one? No, I can't. Immediately, I'm creating a boxed-in stitch. So I don't want to make Gemma unhappy, okay? So I'm gonna just one stitch and park. Michelle Fuller, hello. Michelle, great to see you. Where have you been? Jimmy says, Suki, I wish you could say this is not normal behavior, but it is. Oh, there you go. Yes. The chat normally deteriorates after a little bit, okay? So this one, literally just one stitch and then puck. Busy Mom, hello. Busy Mom says, Yogi question, how do you get the chat display on the screen? Is this something in OBS or an app? Right, Busy Mom, this is one of the plugins for OBS. So, so Busy Mom is referring to this. There. So this is a plugin called, what is it called? Let me have a look. I don't know whether you're using OBS. If you're looking for OBS, if you're using OBS, look up a plugin, okay, using Google Chrome. It will only work with Google Chrome. Look for a plugin called Ninja Chat, okay, Ninja Chat. And it's a plugin, you have to tweak, it's very primitive, you know, because OBS is open source. So they've got all sorts of plugins created by all sorts of people, but this one is one of them. The only one that allows me to highlight chat. So if you look up Ninja Chat, but if you're using other systems, then I can't really help. I think if you're using StreamYard, it's built in, but it's a paid service. I'd like to transition to StreamYard when I can afford it, because StreamYard, when I get to, if I get to use StreamYard, I will be able to invite other stitchers to join me, which will be quite fun. But it's quite expensive, so I'm not ready yet. So one stitch, and then I'm going to park over here. But OBS works, you know, you just have to tweak because it's very fiddly, but it's workable. Oh, Amanda likes a little bit of Father Ted. I just find it so hilarious. It's the kind of humor that's not obvious, but it just tickles you in the right places. Yes, Father Ted. Oh, Susan loves Father Ted. Me too. I just find it so hilarious. It's just basically a priest living on an island. What's the island called? I can't remember. And it's in Ireland, okay? It's an Irish comedy. And I think it was back in the 80s as well, maybe 90s, something like that. So I've been watching a lot of repeat, you know, when I was a student, and young ones as well. It was just comedy gold. Hi, Travis. And Travis says, how is the paper challenge going? Oh, it's going great. I'm hitting 500 today. Okay, Travis, I know it's shocking. And if you don't think it's 500, it's an optical illusion. Okay, it's definitely 500 and maybe more. And great to see you. And Michelle says, I've been here. You missed my greeting earlier. Really, Michelle? How could I? I'm so sorry, Michelle. Did you say hello to Yogi and I totally ignored it? Okay, the chat sometimes, you know, what happens was, normally, if the chat starts to go quite fast, I unfortunately have to jump forward a little bit because I don't want to talk about things that people, you know, you guys have been talking about 15 minutes ago. So it is entirely possible if you say hello during that, you know, those periods, I could miss you. I'm so sorry, Michelle. Forgive me. And hello again, Michelle. Great to see you. Yes, I was wondering, where is Michelle nowadays? Where are you? Rachel says some are having chocolate, others are having adult beverages, apparently. Well, my adult beverage of choice is coffee, okay? Naked coffee, guys. There you go. I know today is just that kind of stream. Yes, naked coffee. I don't put anything in it, just black coffee. All right, then. That one, I can do it as well. I think this is a single stitch as well. Shocking, I know. A lot of ninja stitches. Janine says, I watched 3 episodes of Gemma today, catching up. She stitches so fast. Oh, Janine, I am so jealous. Janine's already watched 3 episodes of Gemma. How many episodes have you watched of Yogi today? Honest, be honest, okay? Okay, but it's Gemma, okay, I understand. And I have not had time to catch up with anything at all. I'm feeling very, very out of the loop. I'm going to catch up with Gemma. I know she's doing really well, isn't she? I bet she's stitching more than 500 a day. Do you think? Oh, Busy Mom is using OBS. Yes, then you can use this one. But just a warning to you, this plugin does require a lot of manual adjustment. If you're struggling, I can give you my setting. If you don't mind using my setting, it's a cut and paste thing, but I want you to look up tutorial first. There are a couple of tutorials of Ninja chat. They're not that many, okay, because OBS is not a commercial sort of software, so not a lot of content specifically, but there are a couple of tutorial you can look up for Ninja. You should be able to find them quite carefully and give it a try. Give it a sort of, you can fiddle with the setting. If you're struggling with it, I will give you my setting. It's just a cut and paste thing, but it requires some tweaking. Okay, let me know. Here we go. And so this is just 1 stitch. Have I done it? I just totally lost track of what I'm doing. And this is all the chat's fault, okay? It's not me. I'm working with paper and a lot of confetti, and the chat is going all over the place. Here we go. But I'm happy to see there are a lot of Father Ted fans here. And I think you can probably find some episodes. I don't know if you can find all of them. You can find some episodes on YouTube for sure. So you know what we're talking about. Chivis says, I use Streamlabs. It's worked really pretty well. Is it a paid version that you're using? Because I know StreamYard is one of the most popular ones, but it's just getting more and more expensive. It's crazy. And if you want to stream 4K, you have to pay a lot of money. Amanda says, you should do a fundraiser. Some of us would definitely contribute. Well, I'm hoping, because with the members' help, it's generating a little bit of a revenue. So because we're streaming with no revenue whatsoever, and for the best experience. So, members, thank you so much. You guys are keeping the things going, and really, really appreciate it. And of course, if you're just watching, appreciation to you as well. Everyone watching, thank you. Craigie Island, that's why. Oh, it's coming back. Yes, Alison. Craigie Island. It's the islands. The people just, I can't describe it. It's just so funny. Travis says, Marek also says, hi. Oh, Marek, hello. Can you see Travis? Let me introduce you. Okay, Marek, if I have not introduced you to Trevor already, not Travis, your dad. Trevor, okay, this is Trevor. And this thing behind is not the real robot. It's a representation, supposedly, of Trevor. It's puzzling, isn't it? It doesn't look the same. So if you think you're buying this version, you're getting this one. This is the box of the toy. Okay, this is Trevor. And Trevor is slightly tricky to stitch. It's taken Yogi a little bit to get this far. Alison, Travis, Mary, can I watch the end of this stream? Do not rewind, okay? Do not replay. Well, maybe skip the last bit if Marek is watching. I don't want Mary to get a wrong idea about Yogi, okay? Yogi is normally a lady-ish Not as, ladylike as some of the stitches here. And yes, there's some language that has been mentioned today. Okay, maybe not suitable for someone like Merrick, maybe in about 15 years' time, or maybe 16 years' time. Alison says stitching away and having a wee glass of fizz. Oh, Alison, very nice. Why not? Yes, it's Saturday, and we're stitching, we're having fun. Go for a bit of fizz, okay? And cheers to you with my coffee. I'm going to have a drink for Alison. Yes, with my naked coffee, okay? Oh, very nice. Susan says she, as in Gemma, she's really motoring, motoring on the deer piece. I don't think she would take as long to complete as the peacock piece. Maybe she's got more time to stitch, do you think? Because, physically, you do need enough time to do it, not just willingness. Most of us probably want to move forward a little bit faster. That's really good to know. Motoring is a very good word. It's like the electric version of Gemma, not the mechanic ones. This is the electric typewriter version of Gemma. Yes, I need to revisit her content because I need some new insight. Is she still doing color flow? She's doing color flow, right? Chivy says, I'm using the free version of Streamlab. Don't have the premium Streamlab money just yet. Yes, I think that's very sensible. So all it is probably lower resolution and they put a logo on top, which is fine. Because, Komari is using the software, streaming software. I can't remember which one that is. She's got a logo on top. No one cares. No one minds that. Kelly says Trevor looks like he's wearing an oven. How dare you, Kelly? This is not an oven, okay? This is a state-of-the-art 1982 computer. Kelly, I'm just defending Trevor. Trevor is not a microwave machine, okay? And this is can you imagine just have like freshly baked bread out of Trevor's tummy? Oh dear. Alison is going off. Guys, ready, okay? Alison's a dork here is something being daft or acting a fool. Stop. Maybe being a daft is probably a little bit cryptic for our friends in America. And acting the fool, yes, I think that's understood. Stop being a dork. Dork, I think, is American. Isn't dork American? Supposed to make sense for your meaning to dork. I thought dork was American. I've seen, I don't know. I don't use it that much. I use other words. I have my own choices, okay? Marsha says, oh, great to see you, Marsha. She says, oh my goodness, this is all taking me back. A carbon copy. Oh, Marsha, are you watching about half an hour ago? It's carbon copy. And a little piece of paper that had a white powder substance. What? I always know when our stitchers are watching slightly, like wind back a little bit and watch what we're talking about half an hour ago or an hour ago. Yes, I think that's where Marsha is. I think she's referring to the typewriter conversation. Oh, Chivy says no logo. I can multi-stream or other advanced features for free? Really? Oh, that's nice of them. So with a free version, you can do all that with no logo. Really? Because OBS, you can make it work with Streamlab as well, but I have not tried it. It's too fiddly. Whoops. Clara says Trevor has heartburn. Have you noticed I completely stopped stitching? I think my hand just stopped. Yes, having a little break, okay. and buying time, and Trevor having heartburn. It doesn't look like some sort of oven. I don't know what's cooking there. Why it's all red? Rachel says we do use dork in America, but it means more than nerdy person. I thought dork for some reason. I thought it was American. Oh, is it body parts? What is about body parts? That we just turn them into rude words. You know, there's nothing wrong with body parts. We'll have it. Daft, I think, is more British, I think. Amanda says some of us use daft as well, but might be more regional. Pockets. Oh, Rachel is just being a fitness person. Rachel says, I'm drinking creatine and whey protein powder after my workout. Oh, creatine. Yes, it kind of repairs muscles or something like that. Oh, dear. Chivis. Oh, this is it, Chivis. This is why Chivis is our model stitcher of today. Okay, for this Saturday evening, Chivis, you're on top form. Okay, Chivis says Yogi is taking a break because she doesn't want to go past 1,000 stitches today. Exactly, Chivis. I was doing it sneakily. Okay, and but Chivis actually, totally spot on, totally spot on. I just thought I don't want my paper stitching to be so fast. It's intimidating for our stitchers, because some of our stitchers wouldn't refuse even work with papers in the chicken club. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm super fast, it's gonna just be super intimidating for everyone. And I don't want to alienate anybody. Just because I'm stitching so fast, and it doesn't mean you should. Kelly says Trevor may be a robot, but he identifies as an oven. Okay, is it he or she? Do we need to gender the person? His pronouns is he degree. Whoa, this chat is just unstoppable. Have a look at this. The quality of the comments. It just, it's beyond anywhere. You don't get stuff like this anywhere else. Other streams, no chance. This is the best. There you go. Yes. That's Trevor's identity. And yes, me too, Betty. Dork and nerd. It's kind of similar, isn't it? Well, dork is more of kind of being stupid type of thing, if I'm allowed to say that. But nerd is more just nerdy. Slightly different, but similar kind of degree of things. And, well, just, for the spirit of being a fast stitcher today, let me do one more. How's that? Just in case anybody accused Yogi of cheating, okay? I think I've done that one, haven't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I have. So I can mark that off. Let me do one more. I've got this one here. Just asking me to stitch. I can do 3. Is there any more? Literally, just 3 stitches. Beautiful. And I can do that one. Let me find it first. It's a little bit tricky. 3. There's one here. And it's this one, I think. And there's 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful ending. Oh, sorry, I forgot to switch back. You don't know what I'm talking about. Let me zoom way in for the final 3 stitches I'm about to do. Okay, beautiful ending. This beautiful blue turquoise color. Alice, Lisa says it might be the best live stitch. Oh yes, absolutely. Yes, like nowhere else. You know, I love all you live streaming floss tubers. Okay, Busy Mom, Suzanne, Travis, but this is the best one. Right? I'm biased. I'm biased, but I think this is the best one. There you go. 3 stitches. 3 stitches. And she is a streamer as well. Alison says, I don't sleep anyway. Haven't for years? What? Alison has not slept for years. 3 hours is a good night. Cut up alcohol, caffeine before, but made no difference. My brain can't switch off. Oh, no, I find I can drink coffee till late at night. But this is recent discovery, because before I was following what everybody said, you know, don't drink coffee after 5 o'clock. And I've been following that for years, and then realized that I can drink coffee till late at night. I still go to bed and I just, you know, put my head on a pillow. I'm gone in 10 minutes. But yes, Alison, so 3 hours. So do you get tired or you're functioning okay? Maybe some people just do not need that much sleep. But 3 hours doesn't sound like a lot. And as long as you're not suffering, but if you are, you need to look into how to relax, because some of our brains are just working overtime. It happens. It's just a matter of degrees. Maybe a bit of yoga. How's that, Alison? A yoga nidra. Try that, Alison. Have you tried yoga nidra? You can get yoga nidra sessions on YouTube for free. It's literally just audio. And then it's a process. You just lie down and the teacher would guide you through kind of, you know, various processes, you know, a little bit of meditation-ish, but it's different. It's kind of drawing your attention to your body, like body scanning. There's a lot of body scanning, and it's quite relaxing, because you are just you know, breathing and being in the moment, and it relaxes the body. Try yoga nidra. Just search yoga nidra on YouTube. I'm hoping to release maybe some yoga nidra audios, because I think it's really helpful for people. But it's just a matter of getting my act together. So I've done these 3 guys, and there's nowhere else to park, so I'm gonna end it. I don't think there's any more in the area, so I'm going to end it. Let me just have a look what color. 3844. Beautiful ending. Amanda says the color I'm using is named Weathered Blue. Oh, that sounds so sad. And I can't figure out how the color blue can weather. It's very pretty. It's poetic, isn't it? It's like, oh, I'm blue, but I'm like withering away. Is it slightly fadey or something? That's a beautiful name, though. I love the fact that all the colors actually have a real name. You know, someone is sitting there thinking of all the colors. Where are my scissors? Okay, so I'm going to cut this one off. And this is 3844. 3844. I just turned around and Dolly is like sleeping upside down with the belly up, not making a single sound, so I didn't even know she was there. 3844. This is her strategy at the moment. She just come in really quietly, and when I turn around and discover that she's there, I feel really guilty. Do you not feel guilty if your cat or your dog come into the room and just lying there sleeping away, and you haven't even noticed? Do you have this guilty feeling, you know, just oh, Dolly, what are you doing to me? Yes, now she's just like having a little stretch with a yawn. She's looking super cute. Right, yes, let's have a look. Oh, let's review the situation today. I know I'm just flying through these stitches like non-stop today. And Alison says the sleeping condition has been going on for so long. I think I'm used to it. Every other week I will crash and sleep, but then the cycle starts again. I'm lucky to work from home where I can nap if I need to. Ah, yes, that's lucky, because if you have to be somewhere at a certain time on a regular basis, it can be quite difficult. Whoa, have a look at this, guys. You know, today didn't really get to stitch Trevor because my chart literally cut off here, but it's looking good. I moved down quite a bit, haven't I? 1,000 stitches. Did I just double 500? And yes, so this is where I am today. A little bit of color flow. I really enjoy it, you know, and normally I'll probably stitch about 3,000 by now, but because of color flow, I've only managed 1,000 today. So it's a slow day today. And I hope you guys, the stitch count has not intimidated anyone, okay? You're still welcome to join Slow Yogi, even if you stitch only 500 a day. I know. But, you know, for me, it's double the number. And I think it's looking good. I like the fact that for some reason, this chart, this project just does not like floating stitches. When I'm doing this, I'm just not feeling right with what I'm doing. So I'm going to continue with, you know, color flow or Gemma's method of some sort. Or maybe even row by row. I have not tried that. Maybe row by row within the block or something like that. I think that will work as well. And yes, round of applause for me. Yes, thank you so much, busy mom. Yes. And Janine says, I cannot wait to get to, for you to get to the spaceman. It's here. But Janine, it's super confetti and a little bit of air stitching. That's why I only did a little bit and tried to do it minimum to max. The spaceman is right here. The space captain or whatever, cadet, is here. And so color flowing all the way there, not too far away now. And so today, I hope you enjoy your session. Let me look at the time. It's about 12:30 past midnight here. Okay, so, you know, Yogi signing out, and Alison, hopefully, you know, if you're staying awake, and there will be other streams, other streamers carry on, you know, and with the live streaming. But, you know, today, we haven't got to do the members session. I would like to have a members hangout tomorrow. So for the next few weeks, until my timetable changes, we are probably going to do members get together on Sunday, just before our Sunday evening. Evening my time stream here. So come and join me, and thank you for your support, members, and everyone actually. And thank you for joining me every day, and we're having such a laugh together. And I'm learning so much about typewriter today. You know, all the things, all the essential things. And so I hope you enjoy your session and enjoy the rest of the day. And from here, from the sleepy London town, Yogi is going to sign out, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another project. Tomorrow will be day 7 of my paper chart, okay? But before that, we're going to catch up with the members. So come and join me, and thank you for the support. Until tomorrow, night-night, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye.